Hey, I'm Cassidy King. I got my chef way to the left. I got Mikey Wall a little closer to my left here. And this is the Sports Goombahs. Coming to you live from the 515 Studios, buried somewhere deep, deep, deep outside Philadelphia. Yeah, you're big, making a rock and roll noise over here. Sports Goombahs brought to you by Castle Public Adjusters. Check them out at 215-752-1237. Fire and water damage your house. The only company to call. Check them out at www.castlepa.com. Sports Goombahs are live. www.sgshow.net. Coming to you.
Can you follow us on Twitter?
Yeah, you can, and that Twitter is?
That's Sports Goombahs.
Yeah, absolutely.
I noticed how you keep your friends close and enemies closer. That's why I noticed why I'm closer to you now.
Yeah.
I realized what that was all
That's
about.
how it goes. Definitely that's how it goes here. Yeah, well, let's get right to yesterday, man. Amazing what 1 week can do to a city and the people's love for their football team. Hey, listen, I didn't call it exactly right last week, but I can tell you, look, man, I told you, we sat here talking back and forth. I said, Vegas has got this thing all screwed up, or we're just stupid. And they put a line out there that drew you left and right, and you didn't know what to do. And I said, look, I'll give you 20 points. You still want to take the birds? You're like, yeah, okay. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. And Mike and I talked later on, and the line was going down.
I don't know where you ever saw 13.
13 Vegas Insider put out 13 last Monday night.
The very first line I saw was like 9.5.
That was a day and a half later, okay, when Gronk was definitely out. See, on Monday night, they weren't 100% sure what he was doing, where he was going.
I thought it was going to get longer.
Yeah. Well, bottom line is that, Vegas line tells you like it is most of the time. When you see a line that's extremely, strange looking, there's a reason why it's out there. And they knew they were right on, And what was the money line on that? So 500? I think 450, I think it was the money line. Incredible. Anyway, you look at the game itself, finally got an enjoyable football game to sit there and watch. I mean, they sat back, you watched the game, it started out pretty bad. You figure, oh, here we go. Outmatched, outmanned, and outcoached right off the bat. But then Patriots got goofy. All of a sudden they started doing things that they were out of the New England ordinary, and things started going downhill. But I'll tell you what, at the end of that game, I'm watching. The Eagles made no mistakes. No mistakes to the 1 minute mark left in this game. They fumbled the football and give Tom Brady a minute come back down the field, which I thought, from watching this guy weeks before and years before against this team, they're going to tie this football game and send this thing into overtime. Birds will still cover, but it's going to go into overtime. But, it's not – he's missing a lot of his, his weapons, and it's obvious there,
He's missing a lot of his weapons. And he was still able to come back. He has somebody other than Amendola to throw to, a little bit taller, let's just say. Because that's basically
not so much tall. LaFell's tall. He's awful.
LaFell's got brick, but we talk. He's got cement hands. That's the problem.
And it's a different outcome. I hate to give you so much props. I was texting. Everybody else was texting me, going, "Can you believe this?" And I said, "If you listened to the show on Monday last week, you would have heard."
No, the reason I
believe this.
The reason I pulled my phone, I was trying to find a text that Cashew sent me during the game.
Oh, yeah.
He said, and I quote, "Only that waste Bradford can blow this one."
That's right. That's true. He didn't make a mistake.
Is he out of your waste?
Come on, man. I'm using verbiage and nouns and whatever. I'm just throwing stuff at you. But the point being, Bradford made no mistakes.
I know.
And that's all he has to do in football.
Game end.
That's it. That's all he has to do. He made a couple nice passes. And, the biggest thing was the change in running backs situation there. Mm-hmm. Obviously, this is what you have to do, man.
I think what it was is Chip. The one thing we especially you of all people, and we've all been saying, not just us, but everyone in this entire city has been saying, change it up, adapt, maybe once in a while, do something different. And he finally realized that DeMarco, this is not a good fit for DeMarco. So he had the least of all three of the running backs in carries. He had Kenyon Barner had more carries than him.
Yeah.
At one point, I think
he finally adjusted.
6 carries, 2 yards.
I still say Murray can play in this offense if the quarterback's behind center and he's getting it handed off and running straight into the line, not this left.
That's not this offense.
Right, exactly. Oh,
you can play any
once
offense.
in a while, right? Yeah, but it bothers me. Did they know that coming out of this thing? Did they when they watched the Dallas films last year before? And what did they think? All of a sudden he was going to be a cutback runner. I don't know. His whole career has always been bang up the middle, take guys with him, that kind of stuff.
I can only say this: if you look at the first part of the season, when they were kind of running the ball better, the offensive line was more attacked than it is, and they created more openings to go up the middle. Now with this, they're kind of in the same situation last year where they need somebody to bounce to the outside or get to the hole a little bit faster. And if you'd have seen that, like in yesterday's game, you did see Sproles seemed to have more of a pep in his step. Even when DeMarco got in, he wasn't running as fast.
Yeah, but Sproles always has a pep in his step. I mean, he's that kind of a runner. You don't have to have the major holes. He can get in there. He's small enough to do that type of thing.
Do you remember, this is maybe probably 10 years ago, remember the Suns, the 7-second or less offense on basketball?
Yeah.
It'd be like bringing Shaq in there.
Right.
Which I know he did play for the Suns, but I don't think he
get away from to get down the court.
It's like he's a great player, but not for this fit. It's not a good fit. Shaq would be a good fit on those Suns. DeMarco Murray is not a good fit here in these Eagles.
That being said, this guy's under contract for a while. Unless you're ready to make a deal with him somewhere, he's going to be around. He's not
going anywhere.
So what does that mean? Does it mean
they said they cut him after this year like $13 million in just dead money?
But can he be traded? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess he can be traded.
I don't know the rules on what you eat on trades and what you don't trade. Well, it's not like baseball where if you trade it, that salary's gone.
Well, here's my question.
And I think in football, you still eat some
is this thing changing? Is Chip changing next year the way he runs things? He's going to be obviously going to be around. So Murray's going to be in the same boat unless he figures a way to.
Off his money, he's going to get carries. He's never going to be flat on bench. Right. It just wouldn't make sense. You said because Chip's GM now. So if it was another GM that brought him in and Chip's coaching, hey, this is my guy, I'm benching him. Chip, it was the GM. Chip made that call to bring him in, so he's not going to flat on bench.
Yeah, maybe it was. Maybe he'd bring him in here to try to make him trade for the big trade bait or something.
You don't sign guys that.
I know. I don't know. I don't know how the NFL contracts work. How much like you said, I don't know.
This isn't fantasy football. You draft a backup quarterback in the fourth round. I'm going to trade him.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. So they're stuck with. I mean, he's a talent. You figure a way in. You got to figure him out somehow or another.
Let's go right to the chase here. We value back on the wagon.
No, absolutely not. Because I didn't see an offense that showed. First of all, let's put it right out. Tom Brady, they got to Brady. That's number one. The fact that they got to him and got him down on the ground a couple times. That'll shake you up. Two, his weapons are gone. You got Gronkowski out there. You got 3 guys that are on him. You got to cover him with 3 guys. And Eagles maybe a 4th. So that would have opened up a lot of things in the running game, and even LaFleur would have been able to carry catch a pass to hit him right in the chest too. And Amendola looks like he's a typical wide receiver for the New England Patriots. He can play this game. So with that being said, in the offensive line, the way it is, you take a Patriots team that was together 5 weeks ago. This isn't even a ball game, probably. This is probably something, especially in New England, to say the least.
And the real thing is, if when the defense actually gets a break once in a while, they can make you plays. There's enough talent on that defense.
There's the thing about catching a team at the right time. This is the right time.
Well, I'll tell you what. All of a sudden, New England's 10-2, and they're not even home field advantage right now against Denver.
They would actually go on the road.
They would go on the road. Yeah.
No, sorry, they wouldn't go on the road. They would play wild card weekend.
And then there's a Houston team that they're playing this week. I think it's no joke. I mean, right now, who's a joke to New England? You don't really know what they had. They lost 2 games in a row. They lost to the worst team in football and one of the better teams in football, and both in the last minute, so to speak. You know what I mean? For the most part. But if he gets his weapons back, he's okay. Or if he somehow finds somebody on the street who can play ball, put him in there, and he needs another receiver out there.
That team is just so banged up. I mean, you can't make excuses because every team is banged up, but it's not the same team when you lose you lose your 3 top weapons. And
they don't protect Brady a little better than they are. In 2 or 3 more weeks of this banging around, he's not going to be feeling the same way he did. It's going to start to get to him a while, especially when it starts getting colder. But, once again, he's Tom Brady. If he is who he is, and he comes out of this thing, gets his team to the Super Bowl with this chaos going on, well, then then he gets put up on a special shelf where no one's getting up there for our lifetime, at this point. Because right now, I don't think he can do it with this team. I really don't. I think, I look at Cincinnati, and they just keep winning, and they got weapons, and they're healthy.
Yeah, Cincinnati's not going anywhere.
Right.
I mean, they're not going anywhere. They're not going away.
They're not going away. Exactly. And then I look across the way, going to in the NFC, I keep looking for someone to beat Carolina. Now, when you go to New Orleans, it doesn't matter how good your defense is. They're not playing that type of game. They're going up and down the field, no matter who you are. Yeah. Even though one defense really don't matter. This is the game you're playing today. You're playing Drew Brees football, up and down the field. Just who else outscores? If the clock stops and you're ahead, you win. That's how New Orleans plays football these days. And they'll do it every week. I mean, I think I put it in my thing. I I think that I have him in my plays this week, which,
Yeah.
if you're a smart person, you're not listening to what I say. Okay?
Well,
For the most part.
The worst part, you're looking at it now, and with the game, I don't know what the score of the game tonight. You're looking at possibly 2 divisions now that could possibly go to the one in the AFC, one in the NFC, go to the playoffs with losing record.
Well, we know that, the AFC South has been bad for a decade.
Yeah.
The NFC, East, obviously, was never like this.
Colts are going to win that division.
The Colts?
Well,
Are you so sure?
Are you on top?
No, when they're tied, they're both 6-6.
Well, who did they tie with?
With Houston.
Houston. Okay, well, when those 2 teams, we say they suck.
They do.
Yeah, that's
they
what I'm saying. But well,
just
so
like
I'm
every
saying
team in the East.
the Colts
sucks.
can win that division, right there. Yeah, exactly. I mean, tonight it's funny. It's a shame Romo's out because we could really use him in there tonight against Washington because if you think the Eagles have a chance to move forward, and they do. I mean, mathematically, there you have a chance to win that division as much as anybody else. Where they go from there, it's another story.
Yeah, it doesn't. You look at the NFC stuff. Does it really matter at this point who wins? I mean, they're going out in the first round.
Did he just go in tomorrow?
I'm sorry, I'm fighting a Colt, man.
That's all right. I thought he was going to call it play, but in a cracking voice, I thought Reese was going to have a heart attack on that kick return again.
Oh.
I think he lost a lung there.
I think the best thing to come out of this weekend were all of a sudden people are editing the videos Super Mario Brothers and all that. It's funny as hell.
Those English guys. Was it your brother? You guys check it out, man. That's how football games should be called. That's what I put up on there, just like that. Right from the heart.
I do believe it's rated PG-13 for language, though.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Now, I mean, like you said, you're on the wagon. I'm on the wagon. Personally, I still hope they lose out. I hope they just lose every game. I really do. But I will say on the other end of that, looking at the potential playoff matchups. I mean, granted, Seattle just went into Minnesota, where I think it was in Minnesota, and just absolutely whooped them.
Seattle's got something going there.
As I'm saying, but Seattle's still the 6th seed as of right now, and Minnesota will be the 5. So if the Eagles won the division,
they'd go to Seattle.
No, they would not. They'd play Minnesota at home, which is a very winnable game.
Yeah. Well,
so I don't want to get everyone's hopes up.
Here's the thing.
Then you win that game, you're probably playing the Panthers.
It's always a
we should have beat.
Right. Yeah. See, there's always a chance once
I hate that. I don't want to be that guy.
The NFL is always, it's the way it's set up. There's always a chance for you to get in there. Once you get in, it all starts all over again, regardless. Because in any given Sunday, anybody can win it. So, but if the Eagles are going to get in there and they're not going to run the table and go and win a Super Bowl, that's just going to hurt them for a team that has enough trouble picking draft picks when they don't have the first pick in the draft as it is, have to go into next year having to decide what they want to pick at number 15 and 16 again, or 17 or whatever, a bad spot to have in draft with no way of moving up.
Right now we're at 15.
At 15, and that's not getting your quarterback. And I'm a firm believer, don't get your quarterback in 1 and 2. Look around the league and where the quarterbacks come out. Last year was different.
Wholeheartedly disagree with that.
But
wholeheartedly.
Well, last year, the 2 first rounders were playing, right?
You mean the ones from the rookies?
Yeah, the first 2 picks are playing. Winston, the starting quarterback. It doesn't happen that often. It doesn't happen that often if you look back. The first round picks don't seem to make.
I mean, Cam Newton's pretty good.
Well,
he was first overall.
Listen, it was okay. I understand what you're saying. You're picking here or there, but the bottom line is, look at some of the great quarterbacks. I forget my point.
No. I think you're going around your point the long way.
Yeah, you can't.
If this was the case, then every quarterback that's out there would be first round picks.
That's what I'm trying to say. But I think with Chip Kelly and some other teams too, they need the system's got to grab the quarterback, not the draft.
Yes.
That's how it has to be. He's got to find a guy who can. I'm so tired. I saw it yesterday too. So tired of watching our quarterback run to the left, run to the right without the ball in his hand, and even the camera's not following him anymore. It's like a wasted move out there. Why just stand there? Why even waste time trying?
That would be funny one of these times to actually have the ball and walk to the end zone. You know what I mean?
What's funny, if you look at the video replays, you could see that it's. I don't know if the action would have been different if he did have the ball in his hand. Yeah. Obviously, it would at some point. But it looks like it's wide open on that side. Team's got to be saying, "There's no way none of those quarterbacks are going to have the ball in his hand."
Maybe they're saving it for that first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, it could be.
that mythical first round.
We're going to go through all 2 quarterbacks to get there. Yeah. Right. I mean, a win like this reminds you of the Dallas win. We won the Dallas game in overtime, and also everybody had a new outlook of the Eagles. They're going to run the table. They're going to lose the Patriot game and win 5 of the last 7, 8 games, and that would be it. And they're talking the same way again now.
Is this a come down game?
All of a sudden, the team, the unity has come back. Everybody's talking how we're a team. We stood together. 7 days ago, there was a mutiny everywhere. You didn't know who was leaving, who was going, who was ratting on each other. Everybody was talking to the press.
As big a win as this, obviously this week was, this upcoming week against Buffalo, the biggest game of the year. Because if you lose it, you can just go, okay, that's it.
If you
win, unfortunately, we are in this.
Yes, that's right. And you got the distraction of McCoy coming back, which is he's already running his mouth, and I guarantee you McCoy goes down injured in this game just because he does something stupid. He injured himself and ruined the whole idea of what he's trying to. I know he wants to have 200 yards against the Eagles, and he wants to put it in their face. Next game, home or away?
It's home.
It's home. Okay, so yeah, so come to Philly. So now he's got go back to his favorite sandwich place and stiff with people again, whatever. I eat in that restaurant down there in the piazza. Yeah, right down the bottom.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. They got his face on the wall there now. He's like in the Wall of Fame for talking about them nationally. Yeah, something like that. So, yeah, but it's you look at what's what's moving forward. The NFL's changed. Everything changed so much in the last 2 weeks of football. The way it was, the positioning teams, the differences. It's like all of a sudden Carolina's the best team in football. Obviously, from what I'm seeing, they don't make mistakes. I mean, like I said, New Orleans game, I watched that, and it's just up and down the field. Like, no one cared to stop anybody. It was just like, who can scoreboard?
Defense?
Right.
Defense?
But, I mean, Carolina's got a good defense. I mean, they're probably one of the better defenses in the league. But I'm looking at Seattle again. Seattle has like a reborn offense. All of a sudden, they're,
dangerous.
Dangerous. Yeah, they got weapons now. They're playing, the running back. What's his name? Rawls, yeah.
It's good.
I had him on my roster for 2 weeks, figuring that was when was hurting and coming back and forth. I got beat again this week. Doesn't matter. I'm still king of the hill in our league. But we'll save that for Wednesday.
Yeah, but like I said, it was a good win. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
No, not at all.
Because I mean, like I said, it's not like we went out there and just trounced them. We had luck. We got luck.
Yeah.
I mean, how often are you going to score 3 non-offensive touchdowns? So that's never going to happen.
They did it before 2 years ago. They had that one game they did it.
Exactly. Yeah. So you do it once a year.
Yeah.
So I'm saying you're not going to repeat that again. You actually have to move the ball. You have to make some good decisions. We all love Barner. Why is he carrying the ball with the game on the line?
Why is he running that play with the game on the line? Why isn't that just a soft run into the line and just let the clock go? Why are you cutting left, right? Yeah, right, exactly. Why?
Yeah, you have a guy who
you give Murray the ball. Then
you have a guy who's had maybe 25 carries his entire career. You're going to give him the ball the most.
I don't know what the answer to that question was. I don't remember even being asked. I didn't focus on that at all.
You're not trying to cut your way through for another score.
Yeah, no.
With Barner, you're just trying to hold the ball. Yeah. You think you would trust Murray, but
that's the one I couldn't understand. That's his play. It's not from the quarterback. Give him the ball, put it between two hands, bend down, go into the line, and sit there for a few minutes. I don't know. Well, you can't, and when you win a game like that, you can't ask Chip. You can't say, hey, why? We won the game. What are you talking about that for?
Yeah.
That's what we're next week against Buffalo. That's what we're talking about now. Good win, Greg.
It's funny how everything shifts and changes. Right? Wasn't there a rumor that weren't they going to flex this game to 1 o'clock because they thought it wasn't important enough? Right. And now the Cardinals game, Eagles-Cardinals game is.
You don't flex 1 and 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Whatever. Let's go back a little bit to Thursday night's game where I didn't watch any of this football game. I fell asleep. At a rough afternoon, I fell asleep. I woke up on the flea flicker play. Opened my eyes, the TV's on, and all I see is the ball. I woke up, I saw the ball being tossed back to Rodgers. That's what I saw of the game. And then I saw they got beat. They got beat by Detroit again. I couldn't believe it. And then I saw a flag, and I was just focusing on the play. And I really got up out when I saw the bomb thrown and the Hail Mary and the catch. And then they went back and forth and showed the replay of the two plays. And then there's the face mask thing. This is where you gotta have this replay for this shit, man. It changed the game. I don't know if I can't tell if I saw a face mask, and I still can't tell. We
know the rules of the game. If you touch the quarterback's helmet in any way.
Did he touch the helmet?
He touched it.
Yeah. I thought he got in the collar. That's what I thought.
No, he touched his face.
He definitely
like that,
had his hand up there.
I don't know, man. It was such a it's like it
But
changed the game.
It's one of those things where it's just.
But then again,
it's a stupid call, but it's a call.
And the worst thing about this play, what was the worst thing to be about this play? Freaking Brett Favre, like, okay, they're honoring this guy. He's like the big. Hey, I forbid Brett dress for the show.
The flannel t-shirt and
Yes.
his jeans.
Later on, I saw an interview. He had the flannel t-shirt
And his jeans.
and his jeans. Yeah,
It's a marketing thing. You know? Come on, baby.
I think, oh, bro, put a tie on, man. They're putting you up with, you got Ray Nitsky, you got the gangs there,
Look,
man.
and
Come on.
Let's just put it in perspective, Jack.
Bart Starr, the whole
you were
nine
out
yards.
there, you'd have the Goombahs jacket on, you'd have the
I'd have a
the
tie,
waffle
though,
on
man.
you,
There'd be a tie,
and
though.
a
I
nice
put the
black
tie
jacket.
around.
But that's just your trademark.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know Brett Favre had a trademark. I just thought, I didn't know his dressing
Let me
like.
tell you, if it wasn't for the uniform, I think I've never seen him any other way without a plaid shirt and a friggin' pair of jeans.
Yep.
Was that a road game?
No, it's Green
Pretty sure
Bay.
they were in Detroit, weren't they?
No, it's Green Bay. They wanted it. No, was it?
Yeah, it was in Detroit.
That was your thing. Brett Favre Day was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Shit.
They weren't retiring his number on a road game.
God damn, really?
Yeah.
I must have really been sleeping, man.
Yeah, you clearly were not
That
paying
was a
attention.
good dream.
Was it really like 2 weeks ago? Was
Yeah.
the Brett Favre game?
Pretty sure it was-
Holy shit.
It was last Sunday,
Oh.
actually.
Oh, it was a night game, yeah, with Al Michaels and all.
Yes.
See, I'm
yeah, I was wondering what you're talking
I'm
about. I was
freaking
just gonna
confused
let
here.
you
Well,
go.
don't let me go too far, man.
Usually you yell at me when I correct you.
Well, so why don't you correct me? You know, no different than yelling at me.
All right.
Should have went to the instant replay. That's why we got.
I gotta get off the
And you know what's funny, by the
I
way?
get off the medication.
I know it's funny. I
Messing
mean,
me
this is the guy who literally can't pronounce a single name right. I come in the door. The very first thing he's bitching about was Anderson Cooper mispronouncing something. He got mad at
No, he was
somebody.
no, it wasn't even mispronouncing. He went,
Mispronouncing something.
no. He was talking about
How
politics.
dare you? How dare you?
You know, he's got his glasses on. He's now CNN's, he's the dude on CNN. He's got the black, whatever you want to call him. I don't care.
Oh.
He's got the big black glass on. And he's going Pakistan. All of a sudden, not Pakistan. It's Pakistan. He's still talking like that today. Now he's gonna get annoyed at it. Then he's having another conversation with another guy. Then he goes back to Pakistan. You know, I said, wait a minute. You can't go both ways with that. Say one way or the other. What are you acting or you're a news guy? Which is it?
Literally, this was the very first thing he said to me. He thought I would really genuinely care about this.
No, it was.
Anderson Cooper, you're mispronouncing Pakistan.
All I remember is I think
less.
on this show almost like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, before this year, when they were doing the draft, he must have said Mariota's name 18 different ways.
Who? Marietta?
Yeah,
Just like Kyle Kendricks.
yeah, with an X. With an X.
But yeah, he has the gall to call out somebody else on a pronunciation.
Yeah.
That's catchy.
Well, you're just annoying, you know.
You put that-
You're doing the news. Don't be acting like you're some kind of fool. You're doing the news. Do the
When you're
fucking news.
on your dating websites, do you put this in your pet peeves?
No, I just smile with these stupid braces. That gets me everything I need.
Oh God! Please look in the camera and smile hard. Oh God!
That's 52-year-old teeth there, huh?
Jesus!
Hey, at least I'm taking care of business here with them things.
Better late than never, I guess.
I gotta tell you, I was there at the orthodontist today, and I'm sitting in the chair, and I'm thinking, come on, just tell me the teeth to come off already. And it's close to the 2-year mark, and oh man, and I was looking in there, all of a sudden,
What do you do?
came in with these powertrain things, they call them. You know, power chains, and they put them around, and they just pull the teeth together. It's like, whoa, I got a show tonight. You can't put this on. You know,
You got my text.
right now it's really starting to pull. You know, look, I'm drooling
You
already.
got my text. The text.
Yeah, something, man. I said, oh, he goes, how much longer? Maybe in June. It's June. Hey, 53 now.
What the hell in God's name possessed you to do that anyway?
Yeah,
No
seriously.
offense at your age.
This is what I did. I walked in to get my teeth done.
We're
That's all
a
I
radio
did.
show.
I just walked in to get my teeth done. Right? And I'm laying in the chair, and the dentist says, you know, you're grinding your teeth. You're starting to crack.
You know what you say? Mind your damn business.
It's not, sort of. That's kind of what I said. I'll be fine. Because no, you're not going to be fine. And then they get the little mirror out that magnifies everything. They show you what's going on. So you're saying in 5 years you won't have any teeth left. You'll be good man. They scared the shit out of me. So from the,
What does that do with braces? That grinding.
I didn't get there yet. What they did,
thing for
mouth guard.
mouth
I'm
guard
too
to
late
put
for them.
around.
I'm too late for the damn mouth guard. That's 10, 15 years ago. I should have been chewing on one of them things.
So, well,
Listen to me. I'm going to give you a little education in dentistry and orthodontist.
Thank you.
Okay? Okay, so pay attention. Focus. All right? I didn't say jack yourself up at the table. I said focus.
I'm
There's a
focused.
difference.
I'm in there.
Now listen. What you do is they got to move the teeth around so you don't grind no more. That's why I got the braces. Not because I got buck teeth or anything. They got to move the teeth around so when they put the caps on, they don't grind. And that's the deal. And then when I'm 54 years old, I look like like a prince.
Oh,
King.
God.
That's what they said. Hey, you should see the before and after picture. Ooh,
I'm fine.
they get rid of the goddamn gray, man. I'm right back in the saddle again. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Train that.
You asked, I told you. You asked, I told you. That's it. All right, back to business here. What is back? Okay, so I screwed up the Brett Favre shit, so no with that. Anyway, that play, that was typical Aaron Rodgers. Once again, never give up on a guy like that. Then again, look at the defense played on that Detroit. I know they thought they won the game. I know they thought they had to go back there.
If you ask Yahoo, they did win the game because I like you. I didn't watch the game.
Right.
I just so happened to check the score on my phone, and it must have been right as it happened because it said final Detroit like 20.
They posted it.
Oh yeah, it was.
I never heard that
Oh
before,
my
man.
God.
That's not oh my god, but I mean it's.
You obviously don't check our own Twitter account because I tweeted it. I said because I tweeted something. I said the Packers are not the same Packers. We know the blah blah blah. Literally, so I turned the game on and I saw that they just scored. I'm like, hey, didn't I just see this final? And apparently they had that whole untimed down. I didn't even see it live.
In the gambling world, that's the Cardinals should never mark in your wins before the game's over. Never, always change. But no, that's that's the magic Aaron Rodgers has. He's had that for years, and and that's the story of Detroit's life. That kind of play. Detroit and Cleveland. What
They've
are
had
they
some
gonna do?
rough periods right here. 28, 23, 21, final.
Oh my God! There it is, right up on.
That's what I saw on my phone. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Did it say final one?
Yeah,
it says
final. 23-21. Has
put that out, put that on a thing, and throw some money.
Post game wrap up. Yeah.
Post game wrap up.
I was like, okay, they lost.
Missed the fantasy points, man. It was a big deal. That
was a big fantasy.
Huge for both those players.
I went against Rodgers. So
yeah.
Add an extra 12 points for that play, or 14, whatever it was.
So if you're gonna bring up the fantasy, I used to had the Eagles defense for a while because they were playing. I traded, I benched them. I didn't play. Yeah, then of course.
I played against the Eagles even so.
Oh, so you got whacked for So of course that's been my story. Every Eagles team that what do you call it? They were playing the last 3 weeks. I went up against the opposite quarterback.
Well, they're getting torched against the Buccaneers, but then they put up a 30-point effort against the Patriots. Of course.
Yes.
So yeah, it was a wild weekend just in general. I didn't say wild so much as just like it was a big weekend, big sport.
Yeah.
Just for just in general, everything in general. I was looking at the game last night. Somehow, obviously the Colts are still in a playoff team. They're because they're an awful division. Meanwhile, like I said, the season ended today. Steelers on the outside looking in. And how can the Steelers? That's a good team.
Another 45 wide receiver.
But granted, they're 7-5. They're tied. They're behind the Jets. I don't think the Jets are gonna keep this up.
They're a team you gotta watch if you're playing them.
But the Giants handed another game away. They do not want to win the division.
I don't know.
I firmly believe
he's done. He's gone. He's gone. He's blown 4 or 5 games this year, I think, on play calling or situations, doing the wrong thing or making a mistake. And you can blame Manning as much as you want. I mean, he just doesn't look sharp every other week. Every other week, he just looks different. And he looked a little lost yesterday. But he looked real lost. I mean, to a point.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Coughlin.
No. Probably just got that same face in the air with his hands up like this,
If it's an outdoor game, bright red.
Yeah. And then, but he was like this when he won the Super Bowl. He looked like this too, so you can't tell.
That's when they won.
Yeah, when they won it, absolutely. So.
In the NFC, I mean, what happened to Atlanta? How did this team start out 6-0?
He melted. Now he's melted. That's what he did.
6-0 loss, right?
So yeah, they're awful. Yeah. They're so bad. I'm just looking at because we said there are a lot of statement games. Like Seattle, you said Seattle.
Yeah.
That was just a straight up ass whooping. Minnesota. So that's a team. You said before it's the Packers and the best team, obviously.
Yeah.
You get off that now. I think Seattle's the number 3 team. I think in the NFC right now.
Yep.
It's clearly Arizona and Carolina with the class.
Quarterback's playing well in Seattle.
He is. He's finally throwing the ball.
He's running shit, man.
He's actually throwing the ball. Yep. He knows how to throw. He's not just trying to immediately call he can run.
And he's got a running back too. He doesn't have to throw it, but he's throwing it, and he's got receivers, and the big plays is what they're doing. Seattle's become a big play football team. When there used to be just eat it down the field and let the defense hold. Not no more. Not in this NFL, that's for sure. Sign of the times.
Big Red did it again.
It's like a bad penny.
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he'll be in that one press conference. It's my fault. I got to put my guys in a better spot, and time's yours. That's
He's putting the Chiefs in a very good spot.
Yeah, very good spot, and they're climbing too.
Yeah,
they're going to get themselves a bye if they keep at this. Well, no, they'll never get a bye. They won't get Cincinnati. Will get that right.
No, they need to pass Denver. That's not going to happen. They're 3 games behind Denver.
Oh, 3 games.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe a Peyton Manning with some quarterback, yes.
Yeah.
Not with Brock.
Possibly. Good point.
Not with undefeated Brock. Brock's a
point.
man.
Yep. He's definitely the future, obviously. Not at this
He's
point.
the current and the future.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break, and when we come back, we got a new special for you. We got the picks, the got the wall. The wall
You do
report.
have that.
Got the wall Paul, the wall park, the wall report. Cashier King, I got the chef. I got Mikey. I got myself. We got Victor Yorkie.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we got a little news about old Mike Victor coming up. All right, Sports Goombahs, we'll be right back.
Sir.
Mouth hurt, dude.
Huh? Yeah, I just want to take a break. A couple of weeks, I'm only taking it. I'm going to shit for a week.
You gonna mention the steam pump thing or no?
Yeah.
I figured kick off with that. I would come right at the break with that.
Yeah.
You don't want to wait till the very end. That's something we need to mention every single week and shove down the throats.
Well, we want to get it shoved on Facebook and Twitter and any other outlet we can. Always start telling people. I text my entire telephone. People come back, well, can't make it. I don't give a shit. I'm just telling you they're going to be there.
February 1st. Who's giving shit?
Can't make you'll be busy.
Let's just put it like
You'll be
this.
busy in 2 months like that.
Yeah. Let's put it like this. When we did it at what do you call it? It was like 120 something. It was like 119. The amount of the way we gauged it is we had tickets and we handed out like little for a raffle. You got a door prize basically for showing up. That's how we gauged it. It was like 119. Steam Pub only has 48 seats.
It'll look bigger. It'll look
So look, if you just fill up the back end of that, you
Smaller
and
venue,
the
yeah.
bar,
Smaller
it's gonna
venue,
look,
you need
it's
less
gonna
people
look,
there.
yeah.
Look busy. Even if you throw 50 people in there, it's gonna look like a lot.
Plus, it's cheesesteak night and wing night on Monday nights.
Yeah, we gotta find out their special though, so we can promote that as well.
I got the chef right here.
But do you know their actual all the specials?
I don't think we'll do.
No, I mean like you the food and drink, whatever. Just and also it's obviously something to change. But yeah, we gotta get other reasons.
I'll talk about the pick session. I mean, the show and the pick session. Then we'll go into his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Jeez.
Sports Goombahs, Cashier King back. Shut the left, Brendan B. Thank you all. Back to the 515 studios. Here somewhere very deep outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Special announcement. We're going to be live.
We are live.
We're
Right
going to
now.
be live
Oh.
at a location. Where are we going to be?
It's Steam Pub in Southampton, PA, home of the chef to the left.
All right. On February 1st, the Monday before the Super Bowl, we're going to do our show there at 8 p.m.
You catch us live.
Definitely live. Come join the show. You'll be able to ask us questions. We have some prizes. We're going to start a little contest next week for you to win a couple of prime choice, moving up the ladder, NHL Flyers hockey tickets.
Nice.
Choice seats too, right behind the net, so you can yell at the goalie, throw stuff on the ice, stuff like that.
Who knows? It might even be good by then.
So join us at Steam Pub. What's the address there, B?
606 2nd Street Pike, Southampton, PA.
Yeah, a couple blocks off of Street Road. Check us out, www.sgshow.net for more information. Twitter and Facebook, and we'll be talking about this for the next 2 months.
How's the food there, B?
The food
You
is
should know.
really good. Really.
You know what I had the
really
other day? They had those cheesesteak
good. Spring rolls.
spring roll, man. That dip, what's that dip, man?
It's our Chipotle.
Oh, that's some good shit, man. I like
Now,
that.
here's the thing though. If you're with us out here, who's gonna? Do we trust who's back there?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be in good hands
Always.
because you know we're gonna be eating some food.
Oh, we are.
And you know we'll be having some beverages.
And Monday nights, I do believe, is cheesesteak night. It's
Okay.
$5 cheesesteaks and
Right.
50-cent wings.
What'll be on Monday night? Probably no games on that Monday night.
Well, you,
Maybe a college game or something. I don't know.
of what?
Football? I don't know.
You don't realize what sports are going on in February?
Yeah, basketball and hockey.
That's it.
Okay. Maybe there'll be a what's it called? The black and blue game college, the blue gray all-star game or something like that.
No,
When's
I
the
don't
Pro
believe
Bowl?
so.
When's that Pro Bowl thing for the
That's the night before.
it's the very night before, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a 2-week break between the Super Bowl this year, I believe.
No, it's always the 1 week.
That's not always 1 week.
It's a championship, and then it's a Pro
It's
Bowl.
not always 1 week.
Yeah, maybe in the 80s it was different.
No, you're wrong. Once again, this is one time I know I'm right. If you check it, you'll see there's every 2 or 3 years they switched up to a 2-week wait.
No.
Yes. It's okay. You can apologize to me.
That's
It's
right.
no problem.
Give us some more of these losers.
What's that got to do with anything?
Now, get on with it.
All right, this is the pick session, and lately they're all picking my nose, man. The way I've been picking games lately. Last week we were 6, 7, and 1, which means you were paying somebody. Okay, you definitely weren't collecting. Been a rough time all the way around. Came back in the NFL on Sunday, gave you 3 and 2. It's all over my New York Jet Giant game. Should have had that game, but the Jets let me down a little bit there. We had that.
Did Jets let you down?
Sure, they only won.
They were down by 20, down 20 and 10 in the fourth quarter.
Doesn't matter. They let me down. They didn't score enough points here, man. You know, I got the win.
They let you down.
I got the win, yeah, and I got the money line on it, but I lost the Bucks on the side total in the over by 2 or 3 points. Earlier in the weekend with the NHL, I had a bad day on Saturday. It's Washington. I thought the Capitals and Winnipeg Capitals didn't show up to play. Philadelphia, the side total, I guess they would play with Carolina. Another bad choice there. College game put out there underneath Mikey's Michigan State. Iowa push. I had Air Force running the show for most of the game. There were a plus. I took the underdog with the money, and I took the plus 4 points too. Always back up your money line with the points in that case. And I did this time, and I saved myself. I ended up getting a push instead of a total loss. And earlier that we took a beating with the Montreal, Columbus. I don't know what happened there. Dallas is, they're still Dow Jonesing with me. I got them coming up this weekend too. I'm not giving up on the Dallas Stars, that's for sure. So coming up this week, I have tomorrow night a couple of NHL plays. And by the way, these picks are all brought to you by Auto Magic Car Care. Check it out at automagiccarcare.com or give them a call at 215-322-2561. Tuesday night tomorrow, I got Carolina Hurricanes at Dallas. All right, and I know there's a couple guys out there who've been bitching and moaning about these side picks, these side totals on hockey because they can't get them in. Well, figure it out. Find somebody who does it because that's how we make money. I'd like to just throw stuff out there for you just to throw it out, but I'm not going to do it. It's the way I pick them. It's the way we play them. It's because we're on a little bit of a down streak. The history says that's the way the sports Goombahs makes you a few bucks. Like Dallas on the over 2.5 on this one, and also Dallas and later on in the week against the Flyers. Philadelphia's going into Dallas. It's a bad spot for them. Flyers are okay right now. They win a couple games. They lose a game they should have won. Came out and didn't play very aggressive. They didn't show up, and they're still a team that thinks that they don't have to show up and maybe can win a game. And that's not they're not worthy of that yet. And that's what they did to Carolina the other day. You do that to Dallas, you get beat and beat bad. Lines the game total's 5, which I think is going to go up a point on that one. I can't imagine it just being a 5. So I like Dallas on the -60 on that one for the game, and I also like the side total 2.5 too as well. So there you go. I'll give you a game there, whoever you are out there doesn't make an idea. Why don't you put side plays out?
Side plays are so stupid.
Yeah, okay.
They're so stupid.
Yeah, you think they're stupid. Okay. I got 15, 20 guys who say you're wrong. NFL, Monday night, Minnesota is going to go into Arizona and lose. I like Arizona. I like them as a football team. I like the over 25 on this game, the side total as well. I like Arizona if you can grab a money line on it too. I don't like the points. I think Arizona is a 7-point favorite in this game at home. I don't know what happened to Minnesota. They have a good day running the ball. They could hurt you. They also slow you down if they're running the ball well, and they keep the other team's offense off the field. And Arizona's got both sides going right now, but I like them. If the under is 25.5, and 25.5, jump on that side total. I think Arizona scores 25 points. I mean, at home they've been getting in the late 20s and 30 points all season long for the most part. And if you can grab the money line, Arizona, I'd rather have the money line the latest 7 there. The other games for Saturday, Tampa Bay, New Orleans. Come on, man. Over 50. I think, first of all, one of these two teams is going to score 50 alone. Just a matter of which one does, and that's probably the team that's going to win this game, one or the other. So the 50.5 is a good play, I think. I would have thought to see 50, 52, 52.5 on this one. I saw 50. I like it. And Later game, Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, I like the Chiefs on the side total on this one too, 28. I also, I don't never like to lay more than 9 points in an NFL game. This one's 10. Could move to 11. I think San Diego's got a problem, but still San Diego, Kansas City, where it's a rivalry type game. You never know what's going to happen here. Kansas City just gone down the drain. I mean, San Diego's gone down the drain ever since that what was that game they had where he threw for 500 yards and lost?
Remember, it's Packers.
Against the Packers. See, ever since he had that game, I can remember still seeing him laying there on the field looking up into the sky, and that's been the season for them, that game. Pretty much after that, they've gone downhill. So that's my plays. A bunch of them mixed around here, like Kansas City with the 28.5 on the side toe and the -10. I take the 2 plays there. Look, I don't care about Andy Reid. This is a game I think we can make some money on. Tampa Bay, New Orleans, the over 50.5. Arizona, side total 25. If you can get it, I don't know. It could be 24. I don't know. It's not out yet. Also, like Arizona, if you can grab them on the money line. 2 hockey games, Dallas both times over Philadelphia, plus the minus the 160 and the 2.5 on the side total, and just on the side total against Carolina. Dallas over 2.5. And that's my plays. They're for you. They're free. What you want to do with them, Mikey? What do you got?
So yeah, last week I went with, I guess that mentioned the Michigan State game. Line was 3, and they won by 3. So unfortunately, I lost you your VIG, as you call it.
I call it. That's what it is.
I'm just saying, that's what it's called. That's why I lost you. So
no mistake on that name.
No, I'm just saying, that's what it is. So I pushed that one. No college football, obviously. We're going into bowl season. Actually, there's Army Navy. I forgot, but I don't care about that. I don't even know what the line is, but Navy's probably won by 40. So I'm going to actually go back to the NFL for a week. There's a game out there. Detroit at St. Louis. Which team's hot, which team's not? Clearly Detroit. I mean, they had the crushing loss, but Detroit.
Who's quarterback in St. Louis?
Who knows? Who cares?
Watch out. Your offensive coordinator could go any way now.
Probably Foles. I don't know.
That's the first time I saw you put that game. So who's quarterback? Who cares? Okay, I'll buy that.
They've got them blown out like every week in a row. St. Louis. St. Louis. They are home, but they're favored by 1. I think Detroit's going to come out and win this game. The offense is moving very good, very well. They're in a dome, and Rams lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight games.
Fisher done over there.
Last 2 games, he lost 30. They lost 31-7 and 27-3. So granted, they were Bengals and Cardinals, but those other losses were to the Bears and the Ravens. So it's not like they're losing only the juggernaut. So I like Detroit. Detroit's been obviously much better. They should have won on Thursday. Should have been their 4th straight win or whatever it is. So Detroit's been solid. On a roll with Detroit.
Detroit did win. They're still in the locker
room. So Detroit +1, I think, is a very safe bet.
Bet farm day.
I believe this is going to be.
That's his Groundhog Day. He keeps waking up and they're retiring his number again, me.
I think this is going to be Barry Sanders Day on the road at St. Louis.
What happened to him, man?
Who?
Barry Sanders. He just got out of football. Yeah, but he just got out of football. Nothing. You don't even hear about him. He's not even. He's
never a talker though.
Nah,
I wouldn't picture him on like an analyst job.
Nah, nothing. Not even a coaching situation or anything.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
They don't always have to hang around.
I love Barry.
You never see a player do what he did, man.
I still think he's the best running back of all time.
And quitting when he did, man.
But no one's missing him.
Detroit's missing him. That's the last time they really were relevant.
I mean, no one's sitting here saying like, I love the opinion of Barry Sanders right now.
Yeah, well, because you're right. He never had opinion. He retired in the mid-90s, right?
Late 90s.
98,
maybe 90s. No, it was later than that.
Well, I remember when the Eagles beat the Detroit in that 51-37. That who was the coach? After the coach title, who was the guy that came in there?
Ray Rhodes.
Ray Rhodes came in and had that game where who was it?
He retired in '99.
Rodney Peete. Remember Rodney Peete that game? One of the last lives, anyway.
You got Barry Sanders. Actually, his records got broken in college.
Oh yeah.
Most all-purpose yards. So Ed McCaffrey's kid. Now you probably don't watch much college football, especially it's out west, Stanford. Ed McCaffrey.
Oh, Ed McCaffrey. Yeah.
The old Broncos receiver.
Yeah.
He's got his baby boys are at Stanford. He's actually in the final.
McCaffrey's from the old way days.
He's in the final 3 of the Heisman.
I remember that, and I'm just sitting there going, he's old enough now to have a kid. You know what I mean? Like a kid in college.
So is Elway.
So is us.
Yeah, with me. You guys be my kids. Not you, baby. Mike can. Can you be? No, not a kid.
No, better not.
Me?
Yeah, I could be your kid.
Age-wise, of course, yeah.
I could be your dad.
Yeah,
That's a man. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Not me. Not me. The third world country, maybe.
Whoa, hey, oh, third world. It's the first world here.
God dare you mention the third world.
So I'm looking here at John Bon Jovi wants to buy a football team. He got bumped off the Buffalo situation a couple years ago. Now he's looking to find his Tennessee Titans. I think I think did he own the team?
Soul.
He owned the Soul.
Yeah, with
Jaws. Yeah.
Yeah, he bought Jaws bought him out, I
They
think.
bought him out, yeah.
Great investment by Jaws.
Yeah. At one point, they were hot for the first couple years, and they won a title.
Well, the
couple
league
times.
folded for a minute.
Yeah, for a minute.
They literally came back for like the very next year.
Yeah, right. I never got that. I never got that kind of football.
Arena League?
I just never.
It's gimmick. It's
Yeah.
a gimmick. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Some guys made it out to the NFL, some didn't.
Yeah, there's some success stories from the Arena League.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's the what's his name?
Warner.
Yeah,
Warner.
Yeah, Rick Digger. There's a guy who's been 3 Super Bowls coming out of the Arena League, so it's always possible. Isn't that guy? Who's that guy with the triple name on his back?
That was the XFL.
Oh, that the XFL.
And that was He Hate Me, Rod Smart, former Eagle. By
Yeah,
the way.
but no, but there's another guy who's in there right now.
Clint Dix is like 24 years old.
Right? Didn't he
No.
come? He didn't come out there.
He was a first round pick
Was he really?
out of Alabama.
Is that his real name?
No, his real name's not Ha Ha. It's not on his birth certificate. I can assure you that.
Not like the guy who's the basketball player. His name is not that.
Meta World Peace.
Man of World Peace. Which guy's that?
Who's back in the league, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I saw him the other day playing. I was like,
I was shocked when I saw
What's his name?
Artest.
Artest, right. He's the one that slapped, what's his name? PJ Carmesio 15 years ago in the face?
No.
Yeah.
No, he
Well,
didn't.
who slapped him in the face?
Yeah, Carlos got choked by Spreewell.
Oh, wait, Spreewell. Same dude.
Artest- no,
different.
Artest wouldn't
wouldn't
stand.
stand. That's right.
Jeez.
Bunch of NBA legends.
Get your abusive NBA player knowledge up.
And you guys complain about fucking hockey.
Hey, listen. You want to talk some basketball? We can talk basketball tonight. What? I'll tell you what. Before we get to basketball, we got a new session here. A new what do you want to call it?
Chef's prime cuts.
Not yet, but gotta give you some music.
All right.
Now, I just know the chef's coming out of the back of the room. His knives all sharp. Fryers all percolating. Ovens are hot. Big piece of steak in his hand. No cutting board in his left hand. Slaps it down on the shelf. Says, boom! These are Chef B's choice cuts of the week.
Thank you, Cassie. Thank you. All right, let's start off. Johnny Manziel will return to his role as starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. ESPN's Morgan reports the 23-year-old was learned he was a starter from the was named starter through most of the regular season, but it was benched 1 week later in favor of Josh McCown after a video of him surfaced, in his little antics and such.
Boozing it.
Yeah, well, we're saying antics because, So, speaking with reporters Monday, Browns coach Mike Petit said he hasn't named a starter as of yet and would make the decision on Tuesday, but leaning towards starting Johnny because really, what the hell does it matter now?
I'm trying to think. What is this his 3rd strike, 4th strike? How many strikes did this guy have so far since he's been out of college?
Even in wiffle ball balls, he's done.
Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure. Okay. I guess he's the path's good now.
Yeah.
Continue.
Pennsylvania has an unlikely advocate, Michael Vick, who served jail time, as we all know, for his interstate dog fighting ring. Announced he is meeting with Pennsylvania lawmakers, we have Vic here to prove it, to push for legislation that would protect animals from being left in hot cars.
Never.
All right?
I really you in a hot car.
They're kids now.
Yeah. Vic, who currently plays for the Philadelphia Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and is a former Philadelphia Eagle, has launched an online petition to get lawmakers in Pennsylvania to act on his pets and cars bill. It has been likened to having a vegetarian cookbook written by Hannibal Lecter.
I'm seeing Vic as a senator soon, maybe a representative, maybe getting into politics.
Somewhere along those
Yeah,
lines.
somewhere along the line. Yeah, absolutely.
He's a changed man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And lastly, now we have.
Is he still
This
in
is a-
Pittsburgh?
Yeah, he's still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear his name.
He gets a paycheck.
Okay.
And this one was for Mikey here. This one's for Mikey.
Appreciate that.
Frank Sinatra's birthday celebration was the other day, and it aired last night on CBS. They taped it earlier, and
They do know he's dead, right?
they do. It was in honor of his 100th birthday. Bennett.
You just keep having birthdays after
I'm
that.
trying to think to myself.
They turned 100.
Has anybody ever had that 100th birthday celebrated on TV like that? Before ever? I don't remember ever seeing anybody that's been dead for 20 years have a birthday party when he hit 100 dead.
Because TV hasn't been around 100 years.
Well,
so there you go.
No, that's what I meant. I mean,
I'm
talking within the years of TV, just celebrating someone who's been dead for 100 years, other than the president where we had a day off on a Monday.
Yeah.
Well, we should give Frank a day off then. If he's going to celebrate him like this on TV.
He's that special, according
to all these people, he is special.
Yeah. Well, Tony Bennett, who was the singer that was closest to Sinatra personally, musically, and ironically strongly resembles the Candyman. Among the show's performers also.
You mean the Candyman here or
our Candyman? Our Candyman.
I have to check that out.
Yeah. Among the show's performers, they included Alicia Keys, Celine Dion, John Legend, Carrie Underwood, Seth MacFarlane, Trisha Yearwood. They all came along.
Bieber?
You know, the
whoa. One time out. Bieber was on this thing?
Was he?
No.
There's no Bieber on this thing.
He was.
Holy
no wonder I didn't watch it.
No. Bennett said he.
Bieber.
Tony Bennett said of Sinatra, he was the biggest influence on me. Yeah. Him and Ella Fitzgerald, Nat King Cole. He was a tremendous idol, and he became my best friend. And through the years, when we would sing and talk together, and asked where Justin Bieber was, Bennett said, he sucks. If you don't believe me, ask Cashy the King. All right. And that's Chef's kind cuts this week.
Love it. Nice work.
That interview never happened. I'm telling you now, that interview never happened.
Yes, fine cuts.
Keep in mind, it was all done before his latest album. It's getting critically acclaimed.
It is.
I know it is.
Speaking of music, the Grammys coming out.
Yeah.
That announced that people today. You made fun of me. You made fun of me because Bieber didn't get nominated. But first of all, he wasn't eligible for it.
It's so hard to take.
He wasn't eligible for it.
Next
I didn't like this guy so much.
You brought it up.
13 nominations next year. I predict he will. What's the over and under on his nominations next year?
8.5.
8.5?
No.
He's going to
get.
I'll
take the under on that.
He'll get shunned from the Grammys just because that's what they like. They always pick somebody to do that to. I don't know Bieber's music. I couldn't care. I just think he's a punk. That's all I think.
I'm looking at it. I happen to, because of the story, it's flashing up on the screen. I'm like, I don't know who led him with 11 nominations.
Probably Taylor Swift.
No,
yeah,
she was only like 7 or 8.
But she was like the star.
But somebody's like 11, Kafir or something like that. I don't even know. I've never even heard of these people.
I never heard happy people. The things who actually.
What, Pharrell? Is that you thinking about?
No, that's not
can't
it.
do that. I'm hoping.
I like him. He's not bad.
I hate it, Pharrell. He's awful.
And you like Bieber?
Yeah, I like Pharrell. He's a loser.
Who's Pharrell?
He's that sports guy. He talks on TV. He's on Sirius Radio.
Who? What? Oh, that guy.
The guy Pharrell is on Sirius. He
Oh,
does like screaming and yelling stuff. He does my shtick.
Is that the guy that's on The Voice?
No,
he was.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
the
that's
bald guy that kind of looks like one of those funny band dogs.
He had that big
Yeah,
song. What's that song he has that he had everybody singing all the time?
The one that supposedly
Happy all the time. Is that him?
The most nominations are Taylor Swift, The Weeknd, and Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. Who's that?
Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah.
He's a rapper.
Come on, B, where you been, brother? Come on.
He's a very good rapper.
Hey, by the way, if you
and that's an oxymoron. It's like Jumbo Shrimp.
No.
Very good rapper.
You see that shirt B's wearing like that? For $15, you can have that genuine, customized sports Goombah t-shirt. Just go on the site, click on the pay now. Give us a few bucks. We'll send you one of them shirts. We're going to charge you for shipping.
Free ship.
Yeah.
And if you come to the live show, you got a chance of winning one just for answering a question.
Or if you don't have a pair of hands or like cement, you might be able to catch one out in the audience still.
So Brian LaFell will probably not be there.
Something like that. No. All right, let's move on to something we don't really talk about. We don't talk about basketball too often, but before the show started, the 76ers made a move that shocked the world, as far as I'm concerned. When you hire not even a general manager, a consultant like Jerry Colangelo, he is basketball in this country. He's basketball all over the world pretty much. If anything's going on in pro basketball, college basketball, or Olympic basketball, this guy controls it or knows about it. And the 76ers just hired him as chairman of basketball operations. I mean, they didn't call him the general manager. They didn't fire the general manager. This happened hours ago. This is huge for them. This is totally huge for the 76ers. This takes this basketball team into a complete new direction, regardless of what anybody says right now. Number one, this guy has relationships, okay? Anybody who's bad, any player who does anything in the NBA, it comes to Jerry, okay? When it comes to the USA basketball team, so he knows players. If he wants a player, he'll go out and find him, get him to the team. Now it also gives the Sixers, a little cachet here. You know what I mean? So now they can come, players will want to come here because he's running the show, because they know when he's involved, eventually it's going to get good.
It's good hands.
Yeah. That's it. Bottom line. So
it gives him credibility.
And then that's what I'm saying. Credibility. That's what this all means. But what I'm saying is, and he don't answer the hinky. Okay, that's not going to happen. So even though he's still the general manager, there's no way this guy Colangelo.
I never know what any of these things like. What is the difference between the director of player personnel and the director of basketball operations and the GM? Who does what? Who answers to who? Who does what?
Ultimately, the coach gets the players. I mean, in professional sports now, in the old days,
get the players.
What I'm saying, in professional sports years ago, coaches used to take the players they have and coach them, do the best they can.
Yeah.
Now the coaches have a lot of say in players because the coaches are the availability to see players and to check them out and get involved with their development. It's out there now. You can do it as a coach. But when you have somebody like this, and the way the Sixers been doing things, which ass backwards, honestly. I don't think in the first couple of years you were buying into their plan, losing teams, getting draft picks. But when you can't do nothing with what you have, and every player you get gets injured, and you can't, you put a team that they put out on the court this year with no direction and no veteran help.
Yep.
I don't know how else to call it. There's not a guy on the team that you can say, hey, go to. This is why their star players beating people up on the street.
Yeah. Because
no one's telling them not to.
Well,
he's the guy. He's the man.
I
honestly, right?
Yeah. I make this association. You need a person to do the right job. Every person. I don't think one person, because when you're the coach, you should be right in the place. It's like a chef in the kitchen. He sits there. It's important. He puts the ingredient. He says, "Look, I need these ingredients." He doesn't go out in the field and grow the damn ingredients or drive the truck or stuff. His job is to maintain the flow of the restaurant. It's the same thing.
I understand what you're saying.
You tell those guys to get what you need.
See, that's not what's happening here. Sixers had all those guys in place, but they're just not good enough to do what they're doing. Okay, they're not running the show right. They're not basketball people. What they are money people. And in sports, money people don't win shit. Okay, you got to have somebody who knows what to do, who can discover talent.
I think he's not a money person. He's an analytics person.
Yeah.
Right, but okay, once again, analytics equals to money all the time.
No, it doesn't.
Well, when you
statistics.
But then they're taking players based.
Right, numbers.
Well, I'm saying not that they're saying that, but he comes up with statistics, and then the person with the statistic has a value to it. Okay, certain basketball guys know players. Okay, without statistics and their roles and what they do. Larry Brown was very good at that. He didn't have to have superstars to win his basketball titles. He needed players in
He's also very good. He's also very good at cheating. He does that. He's doing that very well.
Listen, we don't want to get into cheating, do we?
I'm just saying.
Cheaters always win.
He's a top-notch cheater.
But do you agree? I mean, this just changes everything.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Changes
everything. It gives you the credibility, whereas as Hinkie may be a genius, as some people claim he is. He was apparently a whiz in Houston.
Yeah.
But what it is that's it. He's not a basketball guy. He's a numbers guy.
Right. Well,
this is a basketball guy. This is like people would scoff at Hinkie. Like, oh, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
You don't do that to Colangelo. Right. This is one of the most respected men in basketball.
And
he runs U.S. basketball.
He respects all sports. Like I said, he bought into the Arizona Diamondbacks, and they so happened to win a World Series. I think he rejuvenated the Winnipeg Jets in hockey. Had something to do with that. And there's all kinds of stuff.
It was part of bringing the franchise back.
Yeah, he has the Midas touch. Whatever he touches, it eventually gets good. And the Sixers organization, they've had enough of this. I think, I don't know if the NBA is involved in this or not, or it could be. I don't know. Because it just seemed like the Philadelphia is for 4 years, they've been just trying to be the worst team in basketball. And it comes to a point to where, you got to stop. I mean,
you think Adam Silver sent him here? Like, look, you got to clean this up.
Hey,
this is a joke. You got to get good.
Yeah, well, didn't they do that to New York too a couple years ago? But then the Knicks were doing the same thing before they got Carmelo Anthony. A couple years before that, the Knicks were. Well, that's when they had trouble with Isaiah Thomas was messing around with people.
Yeah, but they were never this bad. They were never.
Yeah, but the commissioner then, what's his name?
Stern
stepped into there and said, "Look, we got to clean this. This is the next
Stern only stepped into New Orleans. That's one place he ever stepped in.
Is that right? Yeah.
But he vetoed a trade to Chris Paul to the Lakers or something like that.
But that was I don't remember that.
He had to save them from themselves, basically.
Right. So I mean, when the Sixers come out and have a situation where their star, the third round pick in the draft is beating people up multiple times.
Third overall, right?
Yeah.
You said third round.
Third pick. I mean third pick in the draft. Yeah. So that's a problem, and he's the team leader, evidently, because I don't know anybody else on this team. I mean, is
Noel should be the leader.
Is he? I never hear a word out of his mouth.
Should be
right, but they don't interview him. He doesn't say much, and you're not tall and skinny. How much the wind blows and you're shifted to the right.
Still waiting for his man meat to pack on,
I don't think he's a bad player.
No, he's obviously good.
Yeah, and with support around him, he might be even better than he is. But right now with this team here, you can't lose this many games in this city. You just can't do it without something being done. And I don't think that the method that they're trying to do by gathering draft picks is working out.
Well, Colangelo feels to me a lot like when the Phillies brought in Gillick.
Yeah, same deal.
It's just like okay, you aren't qualified to run this, so we're gonna have this guy come in here and kind of show you the ropes, basically.
But NFL teams with Bill Polian, they keep passing him around to rebuild teams. Consultants, right? This way that you're not tied to the team. You don't have to. He can do it. You don't have to even show up that day. Just get on the phone and make calls. Do it like that, But like you said, just having him there gives you relationship, and with the rest of the NBA to where you got some respect and the players start looking your way.
Mm-hmm.
And the 76ers aren't going to get any free agents to come with the organization running this way, and that's just the bottom line. And there's no way around it.
Well, eventually they will. They just won't be the premier ones.
Right.
That's why you got to do it through the draft. And speaking of the draft, like I mentioned, I think it was last week, whatever. We got to do a weekly Ben Simmons update because again, we need to brush up on this guy. He's being compared to his LeBron.
He's being compared. I watched him play. I think he's more like a Magic Johnson type. The way he surprises his own players on the team. He dishes off real well, man.
So his most recent outing was a 119-108 win against North Florida. He plays for LSU. He just had your average 43 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks, and 5 steals. Just your average game. He did that again. Keep in mind, he did this on 15 of 20 shooting. So this wasn't a Kobe Bryant, 13 of 38. He's the most efficient player. He's averaging 20 and 15 with 6 assists.
Who's he playing against?
Who's he playing against?
What is he playing? Big team? I mean, what division is he in?
Was at LSU.
Are they?
They're Division I. One of the
top.
I
know.
They're in the top 25.
So he's playing top teams in the country.
Not every game. Once a conference play,
right.
Yeah. I mean, he's played like NC State and Marquette. He's played some teams like that. We had one awful game against NC State where he literally scored 4 points.
Yeah, that's terrible.
But he made up for it by having 14 boards and 10 assists. So he was obviously distributing that game.
He's the name. That's the name that's going around.
He's the next LeBron.
The next LeBron, that's a big call.
That's what people are calling him.
Yeah.
And LeBron, somebody obviously asked him about it. LeBron said, "I'm absolutely fine with that. He deserves that creed. He's a good player."
Who LeBron played college for?
That's your question.
No. That's the difference between this guy. He's getting a college education, plus he's getting college.
He's not going to.
Well, educate. You know what I'm saying? He's getting the college.
He's being forced by some random rule,
right,
that he has to go to college for a year.
Yeah, well, that may not be.
I'm not saying it's bad for him. No, it's all obviously it's only beneficial.
If LeBron went to 4 years of college, how good would he have been?
Well, he would never. He
would have made it through 4 years. But I'm saying
he wouldn't be as good because that's 4 less years of numbers.
Yeah, but his first few years here, he had trouble making. I know he made it to the NBA Finals, but he didn't. He could have used a little more.
The 4 years is excessive. 1 year's fine.
Yeah, the experience of playing the road work, the stuff like that when you travel and that kind of thing.
Do you think it's a maturity?
Now, obviously with the NFL, you have to be 3 years out of high school. Do you think that's ever going to change? Because there are a lot of people who are very against that rule.
3 years out of high school?
Well, in the NFL, you have to be 3 years out of high school. That's why you can't go pro until your junior year or your redshirt sophomore year. But
I don't know.
A lot of people are saying, especially this is the main that was coming out a lot with. I don't remember early in the year, LSU had that running back Fournette who was just on fire. He's a freshman. Or no, sorry, he's a sophomore, I believe. But they're saying he can't come out yet, or they're saying he's NFL ready, blah blah blah. Do you think that rule ever get changed in college?
I don't think it will with football. I think football, based on the amount of games you play, the ruggedness of it, the injuries, and more.
I like the rule in the NFL.
No, it should be, and it should be because at that young, I mean,
It's a whole different game.
Yeah, it's a different game. Well, when you're only playing 12 games, 13 games a year, compared to the other sports where you're playing day in and day out, you get to learn faster, you get to travel more quicker, and you get used to it more.
For one, it's not basketball's not as physical as football, and it's not as much of a mental game. Like, there's football, there's just so much to know and learn.
The playbook is
19-year-olds are not ready for the NFL.
Yeah. Here's a question. Like, so that means when you say that 3 years out, like technically, is there like, is it an age limit or just when from your graduation date?
It's whenever you graduate high school. It's 3 years after that. So
it's no less than 20, right?
Well, that's why there's
no 19-year-old football players, no, right?
Yeah, there's very rarely even 20s.
The thing is, the one thing about football, when you're 19, 18, 19, there's still some growing going on with you. Okay, you're still in other sports, it's not as, even in baseball, they don't really put a whole lot of 19 years old playing.
Speaking of growing, though, I mean, all he finishes. But I was saying, there's a report that Joel Embiid, because he's still a kid, he came out there in 1 year. He's still growing. He's up to over 7'2" now.
Oh, good. Can you play yet?
No. That's what I'm saying.
Well, maybe you can help install the net, Nick.
He can even put some holiday lights up.
Is he under contract with us?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Is he ever going to play? Or is he going to be to the wayside?
He'll play.
Yeah. Well, you better figure out something soon. That's for sure. But I think with the NFL, I mean, your body, you're not full. You're not ready to get pounded on like that yet. No. Much like the NHL. NHL brings up players real young, 18 years old and stuff like that. Very rarely do they get to play NHL hockey. They stay in the minors a couple years.
Victoria.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just saying. Yeah. In general, they don't. The body needs. It's different.
Look, I have no problem with pounding 19-year-olds, but it's just not in the NFL.
That's right. It's like you hit a kid, man. And with baseball, you don't have to worry about that. There's no contact.
Right over his head.
I know pounding. Yeah,
I got it.
I hear
it. By the way, we're apparently missing a barn burner right now on Monday Night Football.
It must be 6-3.
3-3. Third quarter.
I told somebody to take the over.
Battle in NFC East.
You really said that the over?
No, I didn't.
You can't really say that with Castle quarterback. You couldn't possibly say.
I don't know.
I know
those two teams, man. I don't know.
No, you can't possibly say
defensive scores. I don't know. I don't know what Dallas is throwing out. Dallas still thinks they're going to win the Super Bowl.
My faith in you is pretty low right now. Even I don't think you do that. Even you wouldn't do that.
My faith is pretty low right now.
It is.
This is something. Oh, what are you gonna tell?
Sorry.
Yeah, well, all right. So let's take a break, and when we come back, we're going to.
It's that time.
Yeah, we'll be right back in a couple. So, Cassie King, Chef Left, Brendan Bean, Mikey Wall, Sports Goombahs. We'll be right back. I gotta get some water.
I feel better now. It's his house and he still does it.
What?
The wrong one every time. Jesus Christ, I thought that was The Rock.
What was
that picture of Venus Williams for that naked cover?
Yeah. Look. Come on, get out there.
Oh,
get there.
Amy Schumer.
Come on.
Amy Schumer's gross.
Yeah, come on.
She's funny as shit.
She's funny.
Oh my God. Did you see her HBO special?
One I've seen.
The Live at the Apollo one, the new one?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my. Her opening statement is, yeah, well, I'm fighting this UTI here. And I know what you're thinking. Yeah, and you're right. I was lazy. I didn't want to get up and take a piss after this guy came inside me. I just laid there like a big old fat cum dumpster. I'm sitting there watching it with my wife, and I'm like, I'm waiting for her to laugh. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I didn't know how to act. I'm like, thank God we didn't watch this with Tori. She's like, come on, let's all go see Trainwreck. You'll love Amy Schumer. She's funny. I could not have watched that with my daughter. There's no freaking way.
That's not a family. No Amy Schumer movie is a family movie.
And I thought that was The Rock. Look at that. Can you smell what I'm cooking? That's offensive.
You're being offensive.
I'm being offensive.
You're being offensive.
You don't think
I'm
that?
offended.
You're offended that looks like a guy, or what I said.
Sports Goombahs, catch the key here back. Shut the left friend to me. Mikey the Wall. Back at the 515 studios. Live at www.sgshow.net. Don't forget, February 1st, 8 p.m.
Steam Pub in Southampton.
Be there for a live broadcast of the Sports Goombahs starting at 8 p.m. till whenever.
A lot of some cold door prizes and stuff like that too.
Until question mark.
Till question mark. Yeah.
So whenever.
Wow. Till whenever. Where the funds runs out. That's how it is.
And if you're on sgshow.net, which you are because you're watching the show, I always say every week, feel free to browse around.
Yeah. Good website.
More than just a show. Just more than just 2 shows.
You got activity. You got the wall report on there.
How about that Woman Crush of the Week? You guys a fan of that one?
Nice, man.
She's a nice lady.
Yeah.
Where the hell is she from?
Lindsay Pilas. She's a model. Instagram famous, of course. She became really well known when she was being interviewed by somebody, and she basically said to JJ Watt, he wasn't there. She was just saying, "Hey JJ Watt, if you're out there and you're listening, you need to hit me up so you can get some of this." And Watt and he didn't. He didn't hit her up. No, he didn't.
Throw the seas, man.
Nah, you saw these pictures, man.
Maybe he's got one, man. You know, JJ Watt's got one.
You gotta get a hall pass on that one.
Yeah, maybe you know what?
You gotta cash in that hall pass.
You're right. You know what? You're
JJ Watt married?
Nah, he can't be.
Doesn't matter.
Well,
He's married to football. He's married to sacking quarterbacks. Cash, you ever get a hall pass?
I am a wall pass. I am the wall pass.
Jesus.
With these teeth, come on, my man.
You're gonna need more than a hall pass with those. You guys had to sign for, of course, the Wall Report's extensive this week, guys. So kick back, relax and enjoy some of these. I got some stories for you. Of course, always on and off the field. Craziness. Going to follow up on a couple of previous Wall Reports. We all remember the former NFL running back Lawrence Phillips. He was arrested for murdering a pair of cellmates of his. He's going to be going to court soon. He's going to be going to court. And he filed court documents begging the judge to allow him to wear civilian clothes to his trial. He said, if I come in my my prison getup, I'm not going to get a fair trial. It's going to make me look guilty.
Oranges in his orange jumpsuit.
I think the fact that he has 2 dead cellmates and a previous tried to run over a bunch of kids in a youth football game in a car, and his assault with a deadly weapon charge, I think they will make him look a little bit more guilty than the clothes he's wearing. But good luck, Lawrence. Good luck, buddy. Former USC football coach Steve Sarkisian, who was fired because he was a drunk, he's suing the university now. He's suing them, saying they fired him over a disability. You can't fire someone for a disability, apparently, because alcoholism is apparently a disability. He's asking for more than $30 million. So if you ever want to just show up to your work drunk,
that's a lot of Kettle One.
Just show up drunk, say, "Hey, I've got a disability. You can't fire me." Do you think that'll work? Will that work anywhere?
Unfortunately,
does he get $1 from this?
Yes.
I think he will too.
Yes, and you cannot, and I know that for a fact.
It's not a disability because you're not.
Once you know, you got to fire them before they say something. Because once they ask for help, your hands are tied.
Cash, if I show up here drunk, you sending me home?
Nah, just put you back in the corner and worry about it.
Put you back up there.
Put him in the bathroom.
I knew you guys were going to say that. I don't know what that means, and I don't even want to know what that means.
Oh, you watch a couple of good movies.
Nah, I'm with that. I'm going to follow with previous. I think it was actually maybe just a week or two ago. Boxer Adrian Broner. He's the wannabe Floyd Mayweather. He was ripping up 20s because he doesn't use 20s. Mm-hmm. He's only Benjamins. Like I say, he's worth $3 million. According to CelebrityNetwork.com, which is pretty accurate. He was flaunting on social media the other day his new custom-made $750,000 bracelet.
Nice.
Way to invest your money. Way to be smart with it. Because when you can spend, I'm not doing the math. What's that? 25% of your net worth, or 20% of your net worth on one item of jewelry.
And it's not like it depreciates in value.
No. When he pawns that, he'll get full face value.
Oh,
yeah, because there's no way he'll need this money down the line. I love boxers. Boxers are the stupidest people alive.
Hang up just a second. Did you see the? I texted you last week. Did you? I watched the heavyweight title. Klitschko.
You watched it?
Yeah.
Ugh, couldn't pay me to watch boxing.
No, you had to watch it. If you can get to see this fight, these two clowns going at as a heavyweight. This is the heavyweight of the world.
Yeah.
To
It's
watch
supposed to be
this,
knockouts.
I was like, I said like this. They didn't throw no punches. They slobbered on each other for 12 rounds.
They hug it all?
Hugging was all they did.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable what happened to the heavyweight. And I interrupt you, but I'm just thinking of that fight. It's ridiculous, man. It's just like I can't believe.
That's
I used to watch Ali Frazier, and this is what the heavyweight championship became.
Anyone who wants to be a fighter does UFC now. Unfortunately,
yeah.
No one will care about boxing. Nobody will ever.
They weren't in shape. Dude, Klitschko was looked like I can't believe this guy's been a title holder for 13 years.
I look like the heavyweight champion.
Not quite, but like
wings.
Sorry. Continue. Yeah.
What can't get me in that other
prison guards? They were doing a routine room check for our boy Aaron Hernandez. Found nice homemade shank. He's now moved to cell until I can find him.
Hey, live it up while you're in there. I mean, come on, you're in there for life.
I still say, man, if he gets acquitted somehow, Eagles to shine. I would sign him in a heartbeat. Why not?
Patriots have him back.
Yeah, he'll be a Cowboy. Wynn's retiring soon.
Did they play together at all?
Who?
Hernandez and
Gronk? Yeah, they were dynamic.
Yeah, right. For one season, right?
I think two.
But then I thought he got hurt. I thought they played together, and then.
I mean, they're in the roster for at least 2 years. I'll pull this out. But yeah, they were unbelievable.
Hernandez had his big year when Gronk was out. That's what made him, actually.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I have it on in front of me. Speaking of UFC, UFC star Conor McGregor. I don't know if you ever heard of this guy. Yeah. I think he's the biggest tool bag in the world. He just tries to sell tickets by being insane. He was asked in an interview what would happen if he stepped one-on-one in the octagon with Jesus. He said he would whoop his ass. Is that too far?
Well, is Jesus dropping it out of the sky, or how
okay.
in there?
He said in a one-on-one fight he would whoop Jesus' ass.
Technically, you look at it like this.
Well, if
you really thought this through, your answer would be this.
Thought this through, Pete.
I think somebody asked him
about this.
Who could beat you. He said nobody. Like, what if Jesus?
Well, he might have the first upper hand for the first 3 days, and after 3 days, Jesus would come back, and eventually
Jesus has the stamina on him.
Exactly. He would keep rising from the dead. And would eventually wear him down and win.
That's a good call.
Got to go with that.
You can't keep him down.
I'd take Santa Claus and the reindeers over that thing.
Over Conor McGregor?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man.
Come on, you guys. Not on my show.
I'm just going by
Not on my
facts.
show, man.
I'm just going by the facts.
There's no facts. Don't get into that now. You got no facts.
If Conor McGregor, if he's going to fight Jesus,
sorry,
you don't even know Jesus had the ability to fight.
There's no facts. You don't know if he can throw hands.
Yeah, how can Jesus throw? How do you know he can throw hands?
Reminds me of Major League. Are you saying Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
I'm telling you, Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball. He might be able to make a box, but he can't hit a curveball.
I love Jesus very much, but I don't think he could help with a curveball.
He might be able to beat O.J. Simpson. That's it.
Up to here, Lamar Odom's whores from the Love Ranch South. They're back in business now. They were.
Why not? It's legal.
They were the place is all even up and running, but they were suspended by the owner. His whores. Lamar Odom's. The two that he was partying with when he
they were suspended by the owner of the prostitute ranch.
Yeah, until he got to the bottom of what exactly happened.
Yeah, this is an HBO show he has too, so you had to be careful.
Dennis Hoff, yeah.
Oh, Hoff, yeah.
So he found out that they didn't do anything illegal, drug-wise, or anything like that. So he gave them the okay to go back to work. So they're
now there's a lawsuit. He suspended us. Can you imagine how much money if they were getting
Lost
15 grand how long ago was that now?
Like 2 months, probably.
2 months, 15 grand a session. How many sessions could you have? In
apparently, since they're back, they're reinstated. They're completely booked up. Everyone wants to party with Lamar Odom's girls, and they look like trash, by the way.
They do.
Oh my
Have you seen? They look like trash.
They wouldn't even make our website. Man.
I wouldn't pay $15 over 15 grand.
Yeah,
they look like pure trash.
That's what you got to get that going with you, man.
The ultimate form of disrespect, and again, this is something where you're going to see the video to really fully get it. I'm not even really try to pronounce his team's U.S. Conseneur. It's a French team. It's a striker, Herman Courret. He scored a breakaway goal against Voltigeur de Chambran to win the French Cup. And how did he score this goal, mind you? This is soccer. It's a gentleman's sport.
Yeah.
He had a breakaway. The goalie came out. They kind of met outside of the box. He beat the goalie. So one-on-one. He stops on the goal line, gets down on all fours, and head nods it into the net.
Nice. That's a guy he wants to get on ESPN quick.
Now that's the equivalent of like an NFL player literally just going to all fours and kneeling into an end. That's amazing. To win the game. What a dick. Obviously, the other team was not happy with that. They tried to fight him literally. There's a video of it. Obviously, that will be on the wall. But that was just, the fact that he did that was amazing. So, Herman Corre, you are an honorary sports Goombah right now for that. Dropped all fours on the goal line. Canadian and also USC sprinter Andre DeGrassi. He signed an 11. This is the news. He reported he signed a contract with Puma, the shoe company, I guess, the apparel company. $11.25 million. Could be worth up as much to $30 million with bonuses. Now the reason this is news: sprinters get that much money. That's like NBA player.
It's bonuses. Like, what is he going to do if he saves us a couple seconds?
I guess for winning certain tournaments and meets. I don't know what you do
while wearing their gear.
Yeah, I guess so. But it's a minimum of 11.25 for a sprinter. I mean, we're in the wrong business.
I got to call like a knife company.
I'm also concerned. In fact, he's currently a sprinter for the USC team. I'm pretty sure college players can't be signing multi-million-dollar endorsement deals. I don't know how any of this works out. But
if they're on scholarship.
But it's USC.
But if it's only if you're on scholarship,
is that how it works? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. If you're paying your own dime, what can they say to you?
Can't get another job. You're not allowed to have jobs in college.
If you're paying your own dime, it ain't my fault.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're going to college and you're paying for college on your own, what right do they have? Because that's a part-time job to pay.
It's the NCAA.
But it doesn't matter.
It does matter. They got rules.
They don't need rights.
Every other
you lose your right when you play college sports.
Every other kid in the country can go out there and get a part-time job to pay for their expenses.
Yeah, but you're not part-time job. Not when it comes to NCAA sports. It's got its own rules. Always has, and that's always been the fight with those guys. Huh. You know, I always laughed at the fact that they should always say, "Well, why don't they pay the college players? You know, they should pay these guys because they're making money." Who do you pay, and who gets
that's
what?
I mentioned this like it was just a couple months ago, and this came up. Something like this going like. Who gets? Do I get more money because I'm the star quarterback and you're just the long snapper?
Yeah, no, you can't do it. You can't.
And because I play at LSU and you play at Westchester.
Could you imagine the agencies that would get all the college? Hey, what about if you're a team like Temple this year, who happened to be good? All of a sudden, those guys, they get money. They made so much money for that college.
Well, if I'm only getting this amount, I'm going to transfer to Ohio State.
That's right. Yeah. That's why.
I'm getting the Division One.
That's why that whole question was
leave it
stupid
alone.
from day one. Yeah,
leave it alone.
Absolutely. It's not. Yeah. Right. You know.
Get your what are those? The meal plans.
That's
all you get. Your meal plans, and that's
it. Paid by mom and dad.
Yes. Karem Derenbe. This is more soccer for you. Oh, this is a little off-the-field stuff. I love it, though.
I like the soccer stuff.
Yeah,
they have the craziest stories. Karem Derenbe. He plays a Fortuna.
Because the only way to get in the news is the crazy story.
I know. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to report on a final score.
You're right.
3-2. PSG got the win.
Wow.
Yeah, Fortuna Dusseldorf. It's a German League 2 team.
One of the chef's meals.
Sounds like it.
Dusseldorf pork chop was a special. I swear to God, it was a special during Oktoberfest.
Yeah, that couscous shit that he had that one time.
No more couscous. This is Dusseldorf. He scored 2 goals in the game. And then he also later in the game received his second yellow card, which of course, as you know, because you're a big soccer buff, that's a red card. You're out. You're gone. Unfortunately, the ref that gave him that second yellow card happened to be a woman. He wasn't a big fan of that. He told the woman she has no place. As it's come off the pitch, he said, "You have no place in this game. Women, women shouldn't be here."
Did Belichick say that to somebody the other day in the game? There were women referee in the game.
Obviously, especially in 2015, you can't say it. No. So they obviously want to find out. He got fined $10,000, and he was forced. This is why I'm talking about it. He was forced to referee a girls' soccer match.
Nice.
As punishment to learn to be sympathetic and see that women can play this sport too. So that's something that's soccer. You're not gonna see that anywhere else. Jonathan Papelbon.
Yeah, Pop wants some money, man. He's got balls, don't he?
The Phillies look like geniuses getting anything from this guy.
Right.
The fact that we got a player.
Yeah.
I don't know if this guy's already gone or not, but yeah, Papelbon filed a grievance against the Washington Nationals, looking to recoup lost wages. He said they shouldn't have been suspended for 2 games because he choked a teammate out during the game.
Not the best player during the game.
He's saying, well, you can't suspend for interpersonal conduct between players. And
he's making the rules. How about assault?
Yeah, how about you literally choked out a star player.
So what you're saying to me is that you can't suspend him for choking out one of your teammates because it's within the teammates, but you can choke him, but since he's a teammate, he can't file assault charges on you because he's a teammate.
I don't know. This is
I want to
Pavlov.
see those contracts, how they're written
This
out.
is Pavlov, baby. He's crazy.
Well, he needs money.
There's no way he needs money. He's making another $11 million.
Well, then what's he doing this stuff for? I mean, he just
He's
needs.
a dick.
Yeah.
That's been the
You're right. You know what? You're right.
That's been the story on him forever.
Look, we're talking about him,
Yeah.
right? We're definitely not talking about his pitching lately for the last couple of years. So
So for me, we had to make it awkward, by the way, in the clubhouse.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, he's gone. Don't get it.
They can't. No, nobody will take him.
Yeah.
No.
He's got a no
Nobody will
trade
take
clause too, right?
In your soccer team would take him, man. You got somebody sticking in a net somewhere. You know.
He used to throw his 91-mile-an-hour fastballs. The University of Houston. He used to be 98. University of Houston won their first AAC championship, and they celebrated, of course, by storming the field. It's a college
I
ritual.
saw it on TV.
You saw those videos?
Yes.
Some of these videos?
Yeah.
The security team was beating the shit out of these kids. The one guy was just
You know what it
swinging.
was? I think they never had the opportunity to do that, so he finally got an opportunity to beat some people up. So they came on down the stands and gave him the carte blanche to do it.
And I feel so bad because they had so many angles of these videos.
Yeah.
And you can see it's just like, you got by, you got by, you got by, you got by. I got punched in the face. Like,
Yeah.
Of all people, why'd you punch
I saw
me?
one guy, hit a guy by the collar. He just
Yeah.
went away at him like he's like, you know.
Once the guy out, obviously, University of Houston said they fired his company. It's CSC. You see them all the time. They're all the.
Yeah, they got
It's a big
a lot
contract.
of college field, some pro games too. I think.
So yeah, they fired that company. But man, those I'll put some of these videos up.
The one guy was not clean out. You see that? Laying on the ground. And then what he do? Threw the sunglasses right on top.
I didn't see that video. I got to check out that one.
And one, he came through, whack.
After like
I
5.
just think it was an opportunity. These guys
Yeah, exactly.
couldn't believe it.
They're
Oh
gonna-
man,
You have to realize in 2015, everything you do will be recorded.
everything.
If you're in public somewhere, you can't get a free punch on somebody anymore. Back in the day, yeah, you could sneak a punch in. Oh, you didn't see it. Oh, I didn't. Nowadays, you're on camera.
Dude, before I go to the bathroom, I look
There's
both
10
ways down the
angles.
hallway of my house. See if anybody's around. Close the doors.
Remember that on your next date.
No one's trying to record you in the bathroom, Cassie. I can tell
You don't know
promise
that,
you
man. You don't know the eyes in the sky and how good those cameras are, man.
Going through
Hey,
the roof of your home.
they smell the heat. They see the heat.
Smelled it?
Yeah, it's not for you. So we got this actually should be. It's actually my own weekly segment just on the weekly antics on
I'll
Twitter.
see what I can do, all right? I'll put something together for you.
I'm just kidding. I'm saying, but a couple Twitter stories for you here. Greg Aiello, he's the NFL's PR
Yeah,
spokesman.
yeah.
It's all about him.
I heard about him, yeah.
Yeah, somebody, I don't know who decided to go onto his page and look at who he's following, but somebody did. He's following this lady named Lola Lilly on Twitter. She's a hooker in London, and if you look at her tweets, which I dig, honestly, I was curious. Literally, she tweets nothing but porn.
Yeah,
that's all she tweets. There's just porn all day. And the NFL's PR spokesman follows her on Twitter.
Do we?
No, we do not. We do not. We do not follow her on Twitter.
Get on her, man.
Wait, sorry, Lola.
Evidently, there's something there.
You're telling me that the PR guy, the person responsible for...
And he's certified. He has a check next to his name. He's an official. He's the
It's
spokesperson
him.
of NFL PR.
Well, what's the rule in following people? There's no rule in it.
There's no rule. No, it's probably not good PR.
Yeah, I know.
Just going to say that.
You
That's
have
what I
to.
was alluding to.
Yes.
NFL, not good PR? What are you talking about?
She's a hooker from London. Why do you think they want to go to London so much? She's probably on the payroll. He's probably making visits to Lola every single 2-3 times a year.
Opie, go easy, man. That wasn't a cue for you to sing.
It's
I'm
not
sure
a
of it.
cue to sing. This is a funny one. Pau Gasol, he recently played his 1,000th NBA game. He asked Twitter followers, to tweet me videos of your favorite play of mine of all time.
Your favorite play of his?
Yeah. What was your favorite Pau Gasol moment?
I can't forget what he even looks like. The plays
What was your favorite Pau Gasol moment? Tweet me the thing.
He wipes Kobe's ass.
I'll send a prize to the best video. So he got a submission from one Dirk Nowitzki, who tweeted him a video of Nick Vukovic just dunking
over
on Pau Gasol's face, and he said, "This one's my favorite." So
I can't think.
Dirk's got a sense of humor. That was a good one.
I can't think of a Gasol in my
I can't
brain.
think
You're
not a Pau Gasol fan.
Yeah, but I've watched games. I watched Laker games, man.
His fans here. Apparently, Dirk's a big fan. He's got his own
How
favorite.
many titles did he have with Kobe?
Pal?
Just two.
Probably two.
No. Did the last?
I would assume
with
it's
Shaq ones or no?
The two number 24 titles. He wasn't with any of the previous ones. No.
Right. Well, Kobe has none without Shaq, right?
No, Kobe has two of them.
Two without him?
Yeah.
Oh, and Gasol was his son.
Yeah, that was his running. Him I guess Bynum was there, maybe. I
Right.
don't know. And then
God,
this
Shaq has, man.
this one, I mean, we didn't mention obviously the tragedy that happened in San Francisco, San Bernardino.
San
whatever it was.
Bernardino.
But Lakers center Roy Hibbert tweeted out after this whole incident happened. He tweeted out, "Despite losing games left and right, my heart still hurts more for those affected in the San Bernardino shootings." Like, really, does that really need to be said?
No, it doesn't. That's not, sports has nothing to do with that
So
stuff. And him saying something doesn't make a damn
He
difference.
just wants to let everybody know that he's more upset that 12 people were murdered or 20 people were murdered than the fact that his basketball team's losing a couple games.
Shut up.
He's just letting everybody know that in case you needed to know. Yeah, this is a fun one. This is something similar to our swatting incident, but this is a little more not as funny, I guess, for the family. An Alabama linebacker, I believe, Rashawn Evans. His dad owns a bar or like a venue to host parties. Oh, yeah. So the kids kept getting burglarized. They don't know why. People kept breaking in, stealing stuff. Apparently, they found out there was a Craigslist ad saying free bar equipment. The first come, first serve. Go to the old end zone club, and if no one's there, just go in and grab what you want. I hate to see it go to waste. So people are thinking that it's like a condemned bar, and people just keep going in and robbing the place blind. They haven't caught who it was yet, but they believe it's an Auburn fan. I love those kind of robberies. That's like a senior prank.
That's not a SWAT. That's burglary.
No, I'm saying, but it's a fake online
I know,
thing.
but it's like it's like telling somebody you're going out of town for 2 weeks and we ransacked the house.
Exactly.
It's similar to me when I was younger. Somebody put me, remember the old city paper in downtown? The city paper. It was basically your weirdo's Craigslist now.
Yeah.
But somebody put me on there. It says it's as a personal ad years ago. Said seeking. I was looking for large black women who could dominate me and tell me what to do and all that.
Did it say my name?
No, it didn't say. And they put my phone number on there.
That's awesome.
And at the time, I was living with my grandmother, and I came home from, I forget where I was, and she goes, "I think somebody from your work called. They sounded mad. They were yelling at me." I go upstairs. There's like 7 messages of women yelling at me, telling me, "Get down on your knees. You call me back." And I was like, "Wow." I still never found out who it was. I had a suspicion, but he won't own up to it. It's 20 freaking years now.
Actually, a similar thing actually, it's a hybrid of these two stories. Lauren, who was here very eloquently last week, she had something where some creepy guy messaged her. She doesn't even know this guy. Messaged her on Facebook, and it was hitting on her. She's like, "No, basically, no." This guy, trust me, this guy was creepier than you. He was way creepier than you. And he didn't have braces.
Creepier than me.
And he was saying weird things, and she's like, "No,
I pay these guys. Not much, but little."
In rubles.
So anyway, as I was saying, she's like, "No, this is no thanks. I have a boyfriend, blah blah blah." So she started getting random messages like left and right from just on her phone, and she's like, "What?" There's penis pictures, and there's all these random things. She said, "What's going on?" I was like, "Let me check Twitter. All right, let me check Craigslist."
Stop.
I went to Craigslist. Casual encounters, Philadelphia. Women looking for men. Sure enough, the third post down, horny woman seeks man. It was Lauren's number, and it's this guy. So we called the police. They filed paperwork for that. And now actually it's funny because if you go to Craigslist, there's a thing saying if you post somebody else's information, it's an arrestable offense.
Craigslist big with that stuff.
They're creepy people out there. So it was. I thought it was funny. I mean, I had it for her to be like, "No, this is really bad," but I thought it was hilarious. Skip that one. That one's not it was soccer related, so I'm gonna skip past it. It wasn't.
So we did 6 soccer things. It's okay. You might as well go for broke here.
Oh god, it's a different soccer story. I actually a secondary soccer story. Muhammad Ould Abdel Aziz. You guys should know that.
Guilty.
Right? You guys know about? Yeah. There's a lot of vowels actually. He's the president of the African nation of Mauritania. So he was watching a local game between Tevrag Zina and Zar.
You're pretty good at this, man.
I am.
Pronouncing that shit.
I am. I play a lot of FIFA. But 63 minutes into the game, it's 1-1. I play a lot of FIFA 16.
I want to play FIFA too.
It's a really good game. It's a great game, actually.
It's an online soccer game?
He wants to play with FIFA, not FIFA.
I didn't say nothing about that.
No, come on. It's a 1-1 game in the 63rd minute. President of the country goes, "Enough. I'm bored."
He's bored, right?
You can't call the game. You're going to PKs now. And sure enough, they did. They just stopped the game and went to PKs, went to penalty shots. And Tevrag Zina got the win.
Is that right?
He apparently has the power to do that. He just stopped the game with 30 minutes left.
Commissioner Baseball did that on an All-Star game once.
Exactly.
Yeah. Rulers are rulers, man. That's the way it goes.
They got the power. Push over there. Soccer's king.
Yeah.
And that's the final sports story. There's a couple non-sportsy things here. Obviously, this is kind of sports. Obviously, Coldplay picked to play the Super Bowl 50 halftime show.
Yeah.
Could you pick a more boring halftime show?
Don't know what they sing, man.
Yeah, I'll play a song for you after the show.
Yeah.
You will fall asleep.
Yeah.
Who is it again?
Coldplay.
You read about O.J. Simpson?
No,
I
about
saw
it.
a picture on
He's still in jail, right?
still in jail, but
For all of our safety, he's in jail,
But
right?
he says that what the report is that he's complaining because he has a lot of dough still left, and he wants to get his knees operated on him because he can't walk anymore. He's up to.
I thought he's not allowed to have money.
You're allowed to have money. You just can't make money on the story.
I thought it was all.
No, whatever. However, he's got still has money, but he wants to have the surgery. The jail's not letting him out to do the surgery. So
That's messed up. Come on,
he's
man.
320 pounds.
Is he really?
Yeah, the picture of him doesn't show his whole body. It just shows his head is huge on there.
This looks like Matt Stafford.
But he's still got 2 years to go, and he doesn't think he's going to make it for 2 years. His knees are going to be gone, coming out of there in a wheelchair. So he's pleading with the courts to let him get the surgery because he has the money to hire the surgeon to do it. But evidently, you're a prisoner. You don't get that, you don't get that opportunity.
Rights are revoked.
Yeah, your right to revoke that for that stuff. But he is the juice. I forgot about him, to tell you the truth. He's been like a non-nothing.
What is it?
I forget what they even put him in jail for.
What is it? Somebody just
stealing his own
He
merchandise.
steals his own shit. Yeah.
Was it FX? Was it FX that just did some like mini series or
I have
something
no idea,
with
man.
what do you call it? Cuba Gooding Jr. playing OJ, and like
That's what he's down to.
Radio?
what?
Radio played him?
Radio, I love that. That's a good
I never
flick,
saw
man.
it. It was awful.
I didn't know you never saw it.
I had no interest in seeing that. You can.
It's a tearjerker.
Well, Mr. Justin Bieber's awful, but you never heard his music. You said.
I've heard Justin Bieber.
Oh, there you go. All right.
With
Well,
the baby. That's his big song.
when
They made
he
him
was
play.
15, that
He's
was
still
his song.
15, isn't he?
No, he's like 22.
He looks 15. With that hairdo.
Anyway,
You should just go call Caitlyn Jenner and get it done already. You know what I mean?
I'm so glad you said that, by the way, because the last thing I had was Kim Kardashian and Kanye West had their baby over the weekend.
Another one?
Yes.
Oh, he's
there's a
so
boy.
locked in.
And do you know what they named him? Saint. They named the kid
Saint West?
Saint West.
Good for them. Boy, he's done. He's so done. He's got 2 kids with her. That's a lifer. That's a life sentence now.
Whatever happened to Brad or Jeremy or David?
That's not cool. You gotta be cool, man.
Saint West and Northwest.
Yeah.
Brother and sister forever.
Yeah.
And that's what we got for the ball.
In that chaos.
Well, what are Jackson's kids? Michael Jackson, Princess or Prince something?
Blanket.
Blanket. That's it.
You wish it was Princess.
Let's Mikey Wall. Check it in.
Lead singer of Coldplay. His kid's name's Apple.
Apple Coldplay.
Wait a minute. Who is that? The guy that's married to Gwyneth Paltrow or something like that?
Is that right?
Or
Yeah,
was
it
married.
was.
They're divorced.
They're divorced now.
Yeah.
She's
All right.
annoying. Yeah, she's annoying. Her whole thing annoys.
She's
Her whole
irrelevant
way,
nowadays.
Yeah. Although when she was with Howard Stern, she was pretty cool. She actually let go like everybody else does when they go on that show.
I wouldn't know.
If you're all stiff and you end up on his show and you do a 2-hour interview with him, he ends up pulling it all out of you, man. So you actually get like Lady Gaga was on there a couple of years ago, and I didn't really like her music or her
Well,
attitude.
she's far from a stiff.
Well, but I didn't like her, and
What? She's far from a stiff.
no, I'm saying that.
Yeah,
No, but
she's out
no
there.
one really had interviewed her more than 20 minutes at the most, and he had her on for almost 2 hours, 3 hours, even drug a piano in for her to play, and she talked, and then I got to know her a little bit, trying to hear her. And,
She's got a great voice.
yeah, but I mean, but she was coming out dressed up with meat,
to know her.
with meat all over her and hats and all kinds
That's
of
her
shit.
gimmick.
I know, but I never. She had
She did.
She had T-bones all over.
She
I
did.
know. It's
So
funny.
to me, you think, what do you know? I mean, and I don't know. I always thought she was trying to be like Madonna, but only
was.
a more, outrageous
More
Madonna,
abstract version.
right? A 2000 version of Madonna or whatever it was. But then, you look back at people who come out like that. Then you look at their talent, how good they really are as, a singer, and how well she plays piano and that kind of. Then you appreciate them a lot more and understand the gimmick is to change. If everybody did this, I understand everybody did the same. I mean, David Bowie did it back in his 70s. He came out like, totally stranged out.
Genesis, Peter Gabriel,
Yeah,
same thing.
Yeah, but they were.
See, if they just stopped trying to get the attention and the fame and just focus on their craft,
Well,
they'd probably better, right?
here's the folk. Here's
Mr.
but no,
Mr. Athletes can't go and do.
But here's what
Yeah,
here's what the
just-
thing. The one thing I forgot, and you forget in this day of age, that you don't spend time making albums because you can't sell your music. You got to go out and perform constantly. You got to go on the road every day, all the time.
It's all theatrics.
You can't make an album. No one's buying your album anymore. So how do you wait?
They're downloading it for like
that's what I understand.
No, a fraction.
But I understand that. What I'm saying is that you got to have something now to go on the road. You know, you can't make a new song and put it on an album of 12 more songs because no one's buying that album. CD, they're all downloaded. Everything's free. So the only way to make money is to hit the road every day.
Adele sold 5 million albums.
Adele?
Yeah,
I'm not real familiar with her.
I don't like her at all.
Was she that big woman or something?
She's a big English girl.
Yeah, she came out a couple years ago, and then they tried to clean her up a little bit. Yeah.
What do you mean clean her up?
Well, I mean, her hair wasn't like, they made her more Hollywood, that kind of stuff, like more presentable on stage because
she lost weight.
Well, because they told her, look, you're not going to be able to sell albums. You got to go on.
That's not true in the least.
No, listen to me. When I say sell albums, I mean I wouldn't buy her album. I'd get it off the internet. But I'm saying, but in order to put her on stage and have her tour and go to casinos and big venues. Listen to me.
She did the soundtrack for the last Bond movie. Not this previous one.
My point is
Skyfall.
Whatever. My point is that you got to perform to make money in the music world. You can't sell albums no more because no one buys them. There's no money in albums. You don't sell gold. There's no gold records anymore. If you don't
5-time platinum.
I understand that, but the reason
I know
it's not because she's selling albums. It's because she's out there and people going to see. You have to see you can't just demonstrate on your album.
Well, it is literally because she's selling albums. She sold 5. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but you're not making money on it.
But the average people don't do that anymore. I understand.
Yeah.
You can't be a rock and roll band and say, okay, we're gonna produce an album and sit back here and let everybody buy it. No one's buying it. We're all stealing it off of whatever system, YouTube, whatever. How you do it.
I've only bought one album in like 10 years.
Yeah, I don't even know what album it is.
Now, before we gotta get out of here real quick, I know this isn't more related, but do you see Ryan Madsen?
Yeah.
Got a contract?
I saw the tweet.
The guy, he was literally dead for 4 years.
I used to be all over him, man.
Yeah.
On the other side of him.
In 2008.
He was my Kyle Kendricks of the 2008, 2009.
Brian Mazden?
No.
It's not Brian Mazden?
Who's Brian Mazden?
Pitcher for the Phillies, right? Now he's signed with the A's. Brian Mazden.
I don't know who Brian Mazden is.
He's not getting it. Hey, Bruno, Zoink.
Bruno Zoink.
Well, I figured if I call someone by their real name, you don't unplug. If I said Brian Madsen, you wouldn't know that.
Oh, Brian Madsen.
So by Brian Mazden,
it's a totally different dude.
So is Kyle
That's not even close. No, if I say Kyle Kendricks,
Jimi Hendrix's little brother.
If I say Kyle Kendricks, you know who I'm talking about. You say Brian.
Because I know Cashiisms. I know you're stupid, and I know that you throw this.
Stupid. This guy's totally freaking stupid on my show.
Well, no, you have to get stupid.
That's not stupid.
You can't pronounce the names. That's all. I know Cashiisms.
Stupid. Yeah, call me stupid on my own.
I know Cashiisms.
A hockey club with purple plaid kilts as their jerseys is stupid.
I actually like that. No, what's stupid is the fact that this Redskins game is 9-6. This is Monday Night Football.
Who's winning the game?
Redskins. Monday Night Football should just be. It shouldn't even have it anymore. These games are
it's not the prime game. Sunday's the prime game anymore. So that's the deal because they get more viewership on Sunday night than they do on Monday, and that's just proven.
Why? I think is it because they're playing the Ravens versus Browns? And
well, not even this, but you got the football's already on the go. Everybody's watching it all day. You watch the 4 o'clock game.
I'm kind of tuckered out from football by 9.
I always watch it. I always give them my wife goes to bed. I watch the last.
Once again, you guys got to understand the rules of the NFL. If you're betting the late game, okay, and you're losing the late game, you got the 8 o'clock game. You can always get your money back on the 8 o'clock game in the same day. Now, you may not think this is relevant to the way the NFL works, but it is, and it's the way it goes. There's more action on the Sunday night game than there is on the Monday night game. Because a lot of books stop at Sunday, and Monday becomes a new week. So that late night game on Sunday is real important to a lot of guys. Follow me? That's why the game is what it is.
Oh, I see that.
You don't want to believe it? You don't have to, but that's the way it is.
No, but he's talking about personally.
No, but I'm saying, but when people watch it, because it's always better. The game itself is always better.
Well, they make it better now, too, because they do the flex thing now.
But they don't do it until the last 4 weeks of the year. In the beginning of the year, they're scheduling those games. And
don't you think for 1 second that no matter what kind of game it is, there's always a line on the game?
No, I understand the fact that people are watching because of gambling, but I'm saying, but the reason it's
people watch NFL because of gambling and no other reason.
But my thing is that the game is every week is by far way better than Monday Night Football.
Yeah, absolutely. You got and I think you got better play-by-play crew there on the Sunday night game now, and it's just less. It's less commercialized on Sunday night. Monday night seems to be so much like they're trying to throw a Super Bowl out there on a Monday night. Where Sunday night is just it's first of all, the late game usually runs right into it, or sometimes some of those late games actually go right up to it.
The 425 usually.
Right,
Much.
you're flipping. Monday night, you got the pregame shows on 7 different channels: NFL Network, ESPN, NBC. Everybody's got pregames all over the place, and 2.5 hours before the game.
And you're hyping a mediocre game to begin with too. Like we always, I think you made the reference early in the year. Remember when the Thursday night games were like this? They sucked. Now the Thursday night games are even better than what they're putting out.
They're not even on national TV anymore.
They're still pretty random because that's kind of the.
But now they're back to junk again.
That's the everybody gets a shot type game.
Yeah, but now it's on the NFL Network and it's on the internet too. You can watch it live on the internet if you want to. That's the only.
But it's hard. It's hard to sit here and get hyped like the promo for tonight's game going like, oh, Castle, whoever I don't know the Redskins go, Cousins. It's Monday Night Football. Like that doesn't.
Deshaun Jackson, you know.
Nobody's like, oh man, can I Castle tonight? Or last week, McCall, Schaub. It's Monday Night Football.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't sell tickets.
What they do, they're gonna sell. It's Gruden. And what's
exactly?
What is the Gruden grinder? What's the Gruden grinder at the end of the game?
I don't know.
He takes a blade and he makes his face like his that nut face that he makes. What is it? What do they call it? It used to be like the puppet in the movies. See, what's that face? He used to make that face, Gruden, where he grinds his nose in there. Chucky. Yeah, that's what he used to call him on the sidelines, Chucky. Back in the day when he left the Eagles and went to the Raiders, or Tampa Bay, or whatever. Anyway, good show, guys. Once again, don't forget, mark it in your calendars. Be there, or don't listen to us ever again on February 1st, 2016, week before the Super Bowl, Monday night at Steam Pub, home of the chef to the left, Brendan B. And those roast beef, what are those? Those cheesesteak.
Spring rolls.
Oh, man, freaking chef. It's those spring rolls are the best with that Goombahs sauce you got, man. Oh, I love it, man.
Just, you
dip it in there and you're like, oh, man.
Follow us on Twitter, steampub.com and Chef to the Left B. And
screw that. Go to the scshow.net.
Oh, yeah. We'll link it up from there. That's true. We'll link it up from there. You'll see our weekly special.
Stay tuned for the following weeks. So we have a contest where you have to listen to the show. And the only way you're collecting the prize is if you show up at the show, because that's when it's going to be given out. And it'll be well worth you coming to see us, because the prizes aren't junk here on the Sports Goombahs, because we don't do it like that.
Never are.
That's right. Cassie King, Chef to the Left. Brendan B, Mikey Wall, Sports Goombahs. We're rocking the 515 studio here, as we do every Monday. And don't forget our Wednesday show, coming down to the end of
playoffs.
The playoffs. Where it's key now. You got to make the moves. You don't do it right now, you end up blowing your season. And there's nobody who tells you how to get it done, like Mikey Wall and his crew on Wednesday night. Sports Goombahs, we'll see you. Have a good night.
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, happy Hanukkah. How about that, man? For my Jewish friends. Chef to the left, Brendan B. Yeah, man, he's here.